Loving yourself can feel complicated, especially when deep down you already know you are worthy, but struggle to fully accept it. It's common to have moments where you doubt your value or question if you truly deserve kindness from yourself. This isn't about pretending to be perfect or ignoring your flaws. Instead, it's about learning simple everyday ways to honor who you are right now and build habits that remind you of your worth every single day. This journey isn't about big dramatic changes overnight. It's about small steps that add up to lasting confidence and peace inside. You'll discover how to speak kindly to yourself during tough times, protect your peace by setting clear boundaries, and celebrate your progress, even the smallest wins. You will learn how to let go of guilt that holds you back, nurture your body and mind with care, and choose people who truly support your growth. As you move through this process, you will start to see yourself with fresh eyes, noticing strengths and qualities that have always been there but maybe went unrecognized. This is about building a solid foundation of self-love that doesn't depend on outside approval or perfection. It's about trusting your own voice, forgiving your past, and committing to growing without feeling broken or needing to be fixed. If you're ready to take control of how you feel about yourself and create a life filled with respect, kindness, and resilience, this guide will offer practical advice and encouragement. Each chapter is designed to help you develop habits and mindsets that support your growth every day. The goal is simple: help you live fully as the worthy person you already are. Stay with this journey and explore ways to make loving yourself a natural part of your daily life. You don't have to wait for a special moment or perfect condition. The time to start is now. Chapter 1. Build habits that remind you of your worth. The way you treat yourself each day tells the full story of how much you believe you matter. It's not about what you say when people are watching or the kind of person you try to appear to be. It's about how you act when no one's there. It's about the choices you make in private, the tone you use with yourself, the routines you maintain, and the promises you keep to yourself even when they feel small. If you want to love yourself not just as an idea but as a way of living, you have to build habits that quietly and consistently remind you of your worth. These habits don't need to be dramatic or showy. They need to be honest. They need to be real. And above all, they need to be rooted in discipline and truth. You cannot wait to feel worthy before you begin acting like someone who is. Feelings are too unstable. They change with circumstances, moods, and outcomes. What stays steady is your commitment to how you show up. Habits are how you anchor yourself when your emotions try to pull you in every direction. You don't brush your teeth because you're excited to do it. You do it because it's a habit that reinforces health and dignity. In the same way, you build habits that affirm your worth, not because you always feel it, but because you are choosing to honor it, regardless of how your emotions are shifting. Waking up each morning is your first opportunity to practice this. Before you check your phone, before you scroll through news or messages, take one solid minute for yourself. Sit up, breathe, place your feet on the ground. Acknowledge that this is a new day, and that how you use it will either bring you closer to your truth or further away. Most people wake up and immediately hand their attention to the outside world. This sends a subtle message. The world is more important than your own inner space. Reversing that is simple but powerful. Take 5 quiet minutes to center yourself. Stand, stretch your arms, move your body gently. Drink a glass of water. These small acts, repeated daily, speak volumes. They say, I am worth 5 minutes of stillness. I am worth nourishment. I am worth care. The next step is what you feed your mind with. Your input shapes your identity more than you realize. If the first hour of your day is filled with noise, comparison, or digital clutter, your brain starts to assume those things matter more than your own clarity. To shift this, Commit to a habit of intentional mental focus. Read a paragraph of a book that makes you think deeply. Write a sentence in a journal. Listen to something that challenges you to grow. When you do this, you're reminding yourself that you are not here to simply react. You're here to build a grounded, intelligent life that aligns with what matters to you. Another essential habit is to follow through on the commitments you make to yourself, even the small ones. Self-worth doesn't come from compliments or achievement. It comes from knowing that when you say something, you mean it. If you tell yourself you'll go for a walk today, go, even if it's just 5 minutes. If you tell yourself you'll drink more water, fill a glass and drink it. It's not about the result, it's about the message you're sending. I take my own words seriously. Every time you follow through, you build trust with yourself, and when you trust yourself, your sense of worth naturally strengthens. What you do with your environment also matters. If your space is chaotic, dusty, or neglected, it impacts your mental clarity and your emotional energy. Cleanliness isn't about perfection, it's about respect. Respecting your environment is a reflection of how you treat yourself. Make your bed every morning, not because someone told you it's productive, but because it's an act of order and self-respect. Keep your living area organized enough that it feels peaceful when you walk in. These simple practices make your surroundings a reflection of your internal discipline. And when you sit in a clean, calm space, you remember that you deserve peace, not as a reward, but as a standard. Eating is another area where your habits quietly shape your identity. When you skip meals, eat junk food out of stress, or binge in secret, you're not just harming your body, you're telling yourself that your health and energy are not worth prioritizing. Reclaim this space. Build a habit of preparing one meal each day that fuels you with quality ingredients and presence. Don't eat while staring at your screen. Sit down, taste the food. Even if it's simple, even if it's imperfect. These acts say, I am worth feeding well, I am worth slowing down for, and that message repeats every time you choose it again. Your phone and your apps, your screens, these are tools, not masters. If they control your focus and pull you into hours of distraction, they drain your presence. You need that presence to connect with yourself. Build the habit of intentional disconnection. Choose 1 hour a day, maybe before bed or after waking, where you turn everything off. No scrolling, no background noise. Use that time for thought, for reflection, for quiet. Walk without headphones. Sit in silence. Write in a notebook. You're not just unplugging from devices, you're plugging back into your own life. And that reconnection is where self-worth is rebuilt. The language you use with yourself is shaping your reality more than anything else. Most people are harsh, critical, and dismissive toward themselves in ways they would never be towards someone they love. Break that pattern. Begin the habit of catching your inner dialogue. Notice the tone you use when you mess up or fall behind. Replace judgment with honesty. Say what's true without shame. I didn't do my best today, but I can do better tomorrow. I made a mistake, but it doesn't define me. These thoughts become new neural pathways, and with repetition, they turn into new beliefs. You are not fragile. You are not broken, but you do need to be spoken to with truth and dignity, especially by yourself. Movement is another quiet signal of self-worth. You don't need to chase aesthetics or perfect routines. You just need to move your body like someone who wants to live. Stretch in the morning, walk after meals, do simple exercises that bring energy and strength into your day. You're not trying to look different, you're trying to feel alive. And when you do, your body becomes your ally. Not something to fix, but something to respect and care for. Create moments of pause throughout your day. Not because life demands it, but because your soul does. You were not made to be on the go without a break. Burnout is not noble, it's neglect. Build the habit of small pauses. Breathe deeply before you answer a call. Close your eyes for a moment before you speak in a difficult conversation. These moments give you power. They give you space to act, rather than react. They remind you that your time is not disposable. Your energy is not unlimited, and your attention is too valuable to waste. Kindness to others is another hidden mirror. When you treat people well, not out of obligation but from a place of genuine care, you begin to feel more whole. Say thank you and mean it. Offer compliments when they come to mind. Ask someone how they're doing and really listen. You are not doing this to get anything in return. You're doing it to remind yourself that you can add value to the world just by being present and sincere. And when you live this way, you naturally believe in your worth, not because of what you receive, but because of what you give. At the end of each day, take a few moments to reflect, not with guilt, not with shame, but with the mindset of growth. Ask yourself what you did today that reflected self-respect. Maybe you stood up for yourself. Maybe you followed through on a small promise. Maybe you rested instead of pushing yourself past your limit. Write these things down. Build a running list of the moments where you lived in alignment with your truth. Over time, this becomes a record of proof. You will see that even on hard days, you are building a life that honors your worth. You don't need to change everything at once. You don't need a grand breakthrough. You just need to begin living as someone who knows they matter. And you do that by showing it in your actions, not once in a while but daily. Self-worth is not a feeling to chase. It is a life to build, brick by brick, habit by habit, one choice at a time. So start now. Choose one habit that sends a better message to yourself. Practice it today, then again tomorrow, and again the next day. Don't wait to feel ready. Don't wait for life to slow down. Begin where you are, with what you have. Your worth is not in question. What's in question is whether you will live like it's true. And when you do, consistently, quietly, and with discipline, you won't just love yourself. You'll respect yourself. You'll trust yourself. And that will change everything. Chapter 2. Speak kindly to yourself in every hard moment. The way you speak to yourself in your hardest moments shapes how you carry yourself through life. It determines whether you collapse under pressure or rise with steady courage. Most people have learned to be critical in the moments they need compassion the most. They repeat harsh thoughts in their minds, echoing the voices of past judgment, failure, or fear. Over time, this becomes automatic. When something goes wrong, the first response is to blame, to doubt, to punish. And even though this habit feels normal, it silently drains confidence, weakens resilience, and creates distance from inner peace. If you want to build a life rooted in strength and clarity, you must become the kind of person who speaks to themselves with calm authority, especially when things are falling apart. You do not need to pretend everything is fine. You do not need to fake positivity. You need to be honest without being cruel. You need to respond to pain with understanding. That's what it means to speak kindly to yourself. It's not indulgence. It's not weakness. It's the discipline of emotional leadership. Hard moments are not rare. They come in waves. Some are loud and chaotic. Others are quiet and heavy. You forget something important. You fail at something meaningful. Someone disappoints you. You say the wrong thing. You feel behind. You feel unsure. And in those moments, what you say to yourself is the beginning of either healing or deeper harm. If your first response is shame, if your default tone is frustration, you lock yourself into a cycle where your mistakes define your identity. But if you train yourself to speak with patience, with clarity, and with quiet encouragement, you give yourself the space to keep going. That space is not just comfort, its power. The challenge is that most people only know how to be kind to themselves when things are going well. When everything is smooth, it's easy to say, "I'm doing okay." But when you feel disappointed, embarrassed, or overwhelmed, kindness feels far away. That is why it must be practiced daily. You cannot wait until the storm hits to learn how to stay calm. You must prepare your mind the same way you train your body. Through repetition, through structure, through deliberate attention. Start by noticing your tone. You may not even realize how sharp or heavy it becomes under stress. When something goes wrong, pause for 1 second. Pay attention to the first sentence that forms in your mind. Is it helpful? Is it true? Is it something you would say to someone you respect? If not, it does not belong. Replace it, not with fake comfort, but with grounded clarity. You don't have to say everything is fine. Instead, say, "This is hard, but I can handle it." Say, "I didn't expect this, but I will face it." Speak like someone who leads, not like someone who breaks. When your emotions rise, your inner voice becomes louder. That is when you are most vulnerable to old patterns. That is when you need structure. Build a habit of talking to yourself with direct statements that bring you back to center. "I am still learning. I've survived worse than this. My worth does not disappear when I fail." These are not affirmations. These are commands. You are commanding your mind to return to balance, to focus, to stay on the path. Every time you do this, you are strengthening your ability to think clearly in chaos. Writing is another powerful way to bring order to your internal world. In a hard moment, take out a notebook or open a digital page. Write exactly what you're feeling. Don't filter it. Don't try to make it sound wise. Just empty the weight of your mind onto the page. Then write a response. Write back to yourself like a strong, calm friend. Say what needs to be said without judgment. Maybe you write, "I feel like a failure because I didn't follow through." And then respond, "One mistake does not make me a failure. I can still keep my word starting now." This process helps you step outside the emotional fog and speak with intentional direction. Your mind will resist this at first. If you've been hard on yourself for years, kindness may feel strange. You may think you're letting yourself off the hook. But kindness does not lower standards. It raises them. It demands that you rise without dragging yourself through the mud. It challenges you to be better without sacrificing your dignity. You are not motivating yourself through fear. You are guiding yourself through discipline and care. It's important to pay attention to what triggers your harsh inner voice. Are there specific situations where you become self-critical? Do you have beliefs about failure that make you feel ashamed instead of motivated? Becoming aware of these patterns is not about blaming the past. It's about learning where you've been so you can choose a better direction. Awareness gives you freedom. When you know your weak points, you can protect them with structure and clarity instead of letting them control you. In your daily life, build small rituals that reinforce this practice. At the end of the day, reflect on how you spoke to yourself. Were there moments you were too harsh? Were there times you caught yourself and shifted your tone? This reflection is not about guilt. It's about progress. It helps you train your attention so you don't let old habits go unnoticed. Over time, you begin to notice the shift. You become less reactive. You stop tearing yourself down. You begin to speak like someone who is on your own side. Kindness does not mean softness. It means strength without cruelty. It means discipline without punishment. It means facing reality without destroying yourself in the process. This mindset builds resilience. When you know how to calm your own thoughts, you don't need the world to always go your way. You carry stability with you. That kind of stability is rare. It makes you powerful, not in a loud way, but in a steady, grounded way that others can feel. It gives you quiet confidence that can't be shaken by one bad day or one wrong move. The words you say to yourself are not just background noise. They shape your decisions, they impact your behavior, they influence your relationships. When you speak to yourself with criticism, you carry that tone into how you treat others. But when you build a habit of speaking kindly to yourself, you also become more patient, more open, and more steady with everyone around you. You can start this today. You don't need to wait for a crisis. Begin now. In this moment, pay attention to your thoughts. Interrupt the ones that hurt, replace them with ones that build. Talk to yourself like someone who matters. Because you do. Not someday. Not after you fix everything. Right now. In the middle of your imperfection. In the middle of your struggle, you are still someone worth speaking to, with respect. This is not about pretending things are okay when they're not. It's about staying calm enough to handle them. Speaking kindly to yourself does not mean avoiding difficulty. It means facing difficulty without abandoning yourself. It means carrying your own strength through the storm. It means not making yourself smaller just because the day is hard. It means refusing to treat yourself like the enemy. You are the one you live with every day, the one you hear more than anyone else. You have the power to shape that voice into something strong and steady. You have the power to become your own source of balance. And when you do, you stop needing constant reassurance from the outside. You stop looking for approval in every direction. You stop waiting to be told you're good enough, because you already are. Even when it's hard, even when you fall short, even when nothing feels certain, you are still someone worth standing beside. And the way you prove that to yourself is by speaking like it's true. In every hard moment, choose clarity, choose patience, choose direction. Speak words that keep you grounded, and keep going. Chapter 3. Protect your peace by saying no with strength. Protecting your peace is one of the most essential acts of self-respect you can practice. It requires courage to set boundaries and clarity to recognize when something threatens your well-being. Saying no is not merely about rejection, it's about preserving your mental and emotional space so you can operate at your best. Most people avoid saying no because they fear disappointing others, feeling guilty or being perceived as selfish. Yet, without learning to say no firmly and with conviction, peace becomes a fragile state, easily disturbed and difficult to recover. Your peace is a limited resource. When you say yes to everything and everyone, you dilute your energy, scatter your focus, and invite stress. Learning to say no with strength is not about building walls, it's about creating a sanctuary for your mind and spirit. It's an act of discipline where you honor your priorities instead of succumbing to external demands. Each no you say wisely is a yes to your values, goals, and overall well-being. Strength in saying no begins with understanding your limits clearly. Before you respond to requests or demands, pause and ask yourself if this aligns with your capacity and your purpose. You don't owe lengthy explanations or justifications. A simple, firm no protects your time and energy better than an overcomplicated excuse. When you commit to this practice, you teach others how to treat you and you build your own internal respect. Fear of conflict often stops people from saying no. They worry that refusing will damage relationships or cause tension. But protecting peace means valuing your inner calm over fleeting approval. Relationships that crumble over a clear boundary were never supportive enough to begin with. Saying no respectfully yet firmly does not mean you're harming others. It means you're protecting the space where your best self can grow. Over time, those around you will learn to respect your limits and your peace will deepen. When you feel pressure to say yes, remind yourself that no is a complete sentence. It does not require justification, negotiation, or guilt. The moment you soften your no to appease others, you weaken your boundary and invite future erosion of your peace. Practice delivering no with calm confidence. A steady voice, direct eye contact, and minimal words show that you are clear and unshaken. This presence carries more weight than any explanation ever could. Saying no also means saying yes to rest and recovery. In a culture that glorifies busyness, people often mistake exhaustion for productivity. But exhaustion leads to mistakes, irritability, and burnout. Protecting peace means recognizing when your limits are reached and refusing to push beyond them unnecessarily. Saying no to an extra task or a social obligation is not laziness, it's strategic care for your mind and body. It allows you to show up fully when you choose to engage. Another important aspect is learning to say no to negative influences and toxic environments. Peace is disrupted not only by external demands, but by internal turmoil caused by harmful people or situations. Recognizing what drains you emotionally or mentally is vital. It's okay to say no to conversations, relationships, or environments that leave you feeling depleted or disrespected. This kind of no is an act of self-defense and self-preservation. It clears space for healthier interactions and peace to flourish. Practice also involves recognizing when you're saying yes out of obligation or habit, rather than choice. Sometimes the hardest boundaries to set are with family or close friends. Yet, your peace matters just as much in these relationships. Evaluate what you owe and what you choose. Saying no doesn't erase your love or commitment. It simply means you're setting limits to maintain your integrity and emotional safety. This honesty, while uncomfortable at first, fosters deeper and more genuine connections. Saying no with strength is not just about rejecting external requests. It's about protecting your inner dialogue as well. You must refuse the temptation to engage with negative self-talk, unnecessary worry, or fear-driven thoughts. When your mind pushes toward doubt or criticism, say no to those intrusions. Replace them with intentional, calming thoughts that keep you centered. This internal boundary protects your peace on the mental level and builds resilience over time. You can strengthen your ability to say no by rehearsing scenarios ahead of time. Visualize situations where you might feel pressured and imagine yourself responding with calm firmness. The more you practice, the easier it becomes to hold your ground in real moments. Building this muscle increases your confidence and reduces anxiety about potential pushback. You will find that people respect your no more when it is clear and consistent. Remember that saying no is a gift you give yourself, not a punishment. It allows you to allocate your time, energy, and attention to what truly matters. It frees you from distractions and the stress of overcommitment. With each no, you create a stronger foundation for peace that is less vulnerable to chaos. This foundation empowers you to be present, productive, and calm even when life is demanding. It's important to acknowledge the discomfort that comes with setting new boundaries. Saying no can feel awkward or selfish at first, because it breaks patterns of people-pleasing or fear of rejection. This discomfort is a sign of growth. When you persist through it, you build resilience and self-trust. Over time, the discomfort fades, replaced by the calm satisfaction of protecting your well-being. This ongoing commitment transforms saying no from a challenge into a natural habit. Your peace deserves your strongest defense. It is the quiet power that enables you to think clearly, make better decisions, and experience joy even amid difficulties. Saying no with strength is not selfish. It is an act of wisdom and courage. It teaches you to prioritize what aligns with your values and reject what threatens your balance. It is a daily choice that keeps your mind and spirit grounded in a world that constantly pulls in many directions. You don't need to explain yourself to anyone to protect your peace. Your peace is your responsibility and your right. This understanding is liberating. It shifts your focus from seeking approval to honoring your needs. When you accept this, you become a steady force in your own life. You begin to act from a place of power instead of reaction. This power changes how you experience challenges and how you move through your days. Protecting your peace by saying no with strength is an essential practice for living with intention and dignity. It is the foundation on which you build everything else, your relationships, your work, your growth. Without this foundation, you risk burnout, resentment, and loss of direction. With it, you create a life where your worth is evident, not just in words, but in the boundaries you set and the calm you cultivate. This practice invites you to become the guardian of your own life. It calls you to act with clarity and conviction. Saying no is not a weakness, but a declaration of what you value. Every no you speak is a step toward freedom, clarity, and peace. Stand firm in your boundaries and watch your life transform as your peace deepens and your strength grows. Chapter 4. Celebrate small wins to grow your inner trust. Progress is often seen through the lens of big achievements, yet the truth is growth lives in the small moments. Celebrating small wins builds the foundation of inner trust, the quiet confidence that you can count on yourself even when challenges feel overwhelming. Too many people overlook these wins because they seem insignificant or because the desire for perfection masks the value of gradual progress. However, honoring these small successes rewires your brain to recognize your own capability, fueling motivation and reinforcing a sense of worth that is not tied to external validation. When you acknowledge small wins, you are training your mind to notice effort, consistency, and intention rather than only outcomes. This shift is vital because results are often delayed or unpredictable, but daily actions are always within your control. By taking time to celebrate each small step, you strengthen your relationship with yourself and create a positive feedback loop. This loop encourages continued effort and builds resilience against setbacks because you know that growth is cumulative and layered. Many people struggle with trusting themselves because their internal narrative is dominated by past failures or perceived weaknesses. When you celebrate small wins, you interrupt this negative pattern. You prove to yourself that you can follow through, that you are capable of making choices that lead to progress. Over time, these moments accumulate, and you begin to see yourself as reliable. This trust is the bedrock of self-love and the key to unlocking long-term change. A powerful way to start is by intentionally identifying and recording small wins each day. This could be as simple as finishing a task you procrastinated on, choosing a healthy meal, or speaking up for yourself in a difficult situation. Writing these down forces your mind to pause and recognize these moments as achievements. Over weeks and months, this written record becomes a tangible proof of your progress. It's hard to doubt yourself when you have a growing list of wins to point to. Celebrating small wins also shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have accomplished. It changes your mindset from scarcity to abundance. Instead of chasing a distant goal and feeling like you're falling short, you learn to appreciate the steady steps that bring you closer. This appreciation nurtures patience and reduces frustration, two qualities essential for sustained growth. When patience grows, your ability to handle challenges without giving up strengthens. It is important to celebrate wins in a way that feels meaningful to you. Some may prefer private reflection, while others might share their achievements with trusted friends or mentors. The act of celebration itself sends a message to your brain that progress matters. It activates reward centers, releasing chemicals that increase motivation and satisfaction. This neurological response encourages you to repeat the behaviors that led to success, turning effort into habit. When celebrating small wins, avoid comparing them to others' achievements or diminishing them as insignificant. Your progress is unique, shaped by your circumstances and pace. By recognizing this uniqueness, you honor your personal journey and cultivate kindness toward yourself. This kindness creates a supportive environment where growth can thrive, free from the weight of unrealistic expectations. Building inner trust through celebration also means acknowledging when things don't go as planned without abandoning your progress. Growth is not linear. Sometimes you take 2 steps forward and 1 step back. When this happens, reflect on what still went well. Perhaps you showed up even when it was hard, or you learned something valuable. These moments deserve recognition as well, because they demonstrate persistence and openness to learning. Another way to reinforce this habit is by setting mini goals that are achievable and specific. Breaking larger objectives into smaller parts makes progress more visible and manageable. Each mini goal reached becomes a reason to celebrate, a stepping stone that confirms your ability to move forward. This practice also reduces overwhelm by focusing your attention on what's immediately possible rather than distant outcomes. Cultivating a mindset that values small wins rewires your brain to focus on solutions rather than problems. You start to notice opportunities instead of obstacles. This shift enhances creativity and problem-solving because your attention is not stuck in a loop of self-doubt. When you trust yourself more, you are willing to take risks and try new approaches. This willingness is essential for growth and personal transformation. Celebrating small wins can also deepen your connection to your purpose. Each success, no matter how small, signals alignment with your values and intentions. This alignment reinforces your sense of direction and motivates you to continue despite difficulties. When you feel connected to your why, you experience greater fulfillment and satisfaction in your journey. It's crucial to celebrate small wins with gratitude. Gratitude opens your heart and mind to the richness of your experience. It shifts your attention away from what's missing to what's present. By practicing gratitude regularly, you create an emotional environment that supports optimism and hope. This positive emotional state fuels perseverance and reduces stress, helping you maintain momentum over time. Inner trust built through celebrating small wins is also a defense against external criticism and self-doubt. When you have a strong internal foundation, negative voices from outside or inside lose their power. You become anchored in your own reality and less swayed by fluctuating opinions or setbacks. This resilience is a critical skill for navigating life's uncertainties and maintaining self-love. It's helpful to make celebration a ritual. Whether it's pausing for a moment of silence, smiling, journaling, or sharing your success with someone who supports you, rituals mark progress as significant. They provide a rhythm to your growth journey and reinforce your commitment. Over time, these rituals become a source of joy and encouragement, sustaining your motivation through challenges. Remember that small wins often accumulate quietly, without fanfare. The discipline to notice and honor them daily transforms your relationship with yourself. You shift from seeing yourself as inconsistent or unreliable to someone who can be trusted and depended upon. This transformation doesn't happen overnight, but through persistent and gentle recognition of your efforts. Finally, celebrating small wins cultivates hope. Hope is not wishful thinking. It is the belief that effort leads to progress and that you are capable of shaping your life. This belief fuels perseverance and courage, enabling you to face setbacks with a renewed sense of possibility. When hope is alive, growth becomes inevitable because you continue to move forward even when the path is unclear. In every moment of success, no matter how small, take time to acknowledge your growth. This simple act is a powerful investment in your inner trust and self-worth. It connects you to the truth that you are capable, you are progressing, and you are worthy of celebration. When you consistently honor these small wins, you build a life grounded in confidence, resilience, and authentic self-love. Chapter 5. Write down what makes you proud each day. Taking the time to write down what makes you proud each day is a simple but profoundly effective practice that can reshape your entire mindset. The act of writing transforms fleeting moments into lasting evidence of your growth and character. Pride is often misunderstood as something reserved for grand achievements or external recognition. However, true pride comes from recognizing the ways you show up for yourself in everyday life. When you document these moments, you create a tangible record that strengthens your sense of worth and fuels motivation. Writing daily about your proud moments trains your mind to focus on your strengths rather than your shortcomings. It shifts attention from what went wrong to what went right, no matter how small. This shift nurtures positivity and encourages a habit of self-appreciation. Over time, your journal becomes a mirror reflecting your capabilities and growth, a resource you can revisit when doubt creeps in or motivation wanes. This practice is not about boasting, it's about acknowledging your efforts honestly and kindly. Many people neglect this habit because they underestimate the power of small victories, yet pride builds through consistent recognition of actions that align with your values. Perhaps you helped someone in need, completed a task you were avoiding, or maintained your composure in a difficult conversation. Each of these moments is worthy of acknowledgement because they reflect who you are and who you are becoming. Writing them down grounds your experience and prevents these wins from being overshadowed by self-criticism. To make this practice effective, create a dedicated space, whether a physical notebook or a digital document, where you can write freely without judgment. Set aside a few minutes each day, ideally at the same time, to reflect and record your proud moments. This regularity establishes a ritual that signals to your mind that recognizing your worth is a priority. The process of writing also slows down your thoughts, allowing you to savor and fully experience your achievements. When you write about what makes you proud, be specific and detailed. Instead of vague statements like "I did well today," describe exactly what you did and how it made you feel. For example, "I stayed calm during a stressful meeting and expressed my ideas clearly." This clarity deepens your awareness and makes your pride more tangible. It also helps you identify patterns of behavior that contribute to your growth, enabling you to build on your strengths intentionally. This practice also enhances your emotional intelligence by connecting you with your feelings in a deeper way. Pride is a powerful emotion that, when recognized, boosts self-esteem and resilience. Writing creates space for you to explore these feelings fully rather than suppress or overlook them. Over time, you become more attuned to your emotional landscape, which supports better decision-making and self-care. In addition to personal benefits, writing down your proud moments prepares you to face external challenges with confidence. When you encounter criticism or setbacks, you have a written record of your positive qualities and achievements to draw upon. This internal archive acts as a shield against negative self-talk and external doubt. It reminds you that your worth is not defined by temporary difficulties, but by consistent efforts and values. It is important to approach this practice with honesty and compassion. Sometimes you may struggle to find moments that make you proud, especially on tough days. When this happens, write about small acts of kindness you showed yourself or others, or even the decision to keep going despite obstacles. Recognizing courage and perseverance as sources of pride broadens your understanding of success and fosters a growth mindset. Writing daily about what makes you proud also builds momentum. Each entry serves as a stepping stone, reinforcing your belief in your abilities and increasing your motivation. This momentum propels you forward, making it easier to take on new challenges and maintain progress. It creates a positive cycle where pride fuels effort and effort generates more pride. To deepen this practice, consider sharing some of your proud moments with a trusted friend or mentor. Verbalizing your achievements adds another layer of validation and connection. It allows you to celebrate with others who support your growth and reinforces your commitment to yourself. However, the primary focus remains on your internal recognition, not external approval. This habit also encourages reflection on your values and priorities. Writing about what makes you proud helps you clarify what matters most to you. It reveals the behaviors and choices that align with your authentic self. This clarity guides your actions and decisions, ensuring they are rooted in self-respect and intention, rather than external pressures or fleeting desires. Integrating this practice into your daily routine cultivates patience and self-acceptance. Growth is a gradual process, and recognizing small victories helps you appreciate the journey rather than rushing toward an idealized destination. It teaches you to honor progress over perfection and to treat yourself with kindness regardless of setbacks. This attitude fosters long-term resilience and sustainable self-improvement. Writing about your proud moments each day becomes a powerful tool for self-empowerment. It transforms abstract concepts like self-worth and achievement into concrete, lived experiences. This transformation changes how you see yourself and the world around you. You begin to approach life with confidence grounded in your own narrative rather than external measures of success. Finally, this practice cultivates gratitude for your efforts and growth. Gratitude and pride are closely connected, because both focus on appreciation, one for what is good, the other for what you have done. Together, they create an emotional environment that supports well-being and optimism. Writing daily about what makes you proud invites you to live with greater awareness, intention, and joy. In committing to write down what makes you proud each day, you are choosing to honor your journey in all its complexity. You are recognizing that worth is not a distant goal but a present reality shaped by your consistent actions and attitudes. This commitment empowers you to build a life grounded in confidence, resilience, and genuine self-love. Through this simple yet profound habit, you create a lasting foundation for growth and fulfillment. Chapter 6. Choose people who support your true growth. The people you choose to surround yourself with play an immense role in shaping who you become. Relationships are not just about companionship, they are mirrors reflecting your values, ambitions, and emotional health. Choosing people who support your true growth is an intentional act of self-care and wisdom. It means prioritizing those who inspire you to be better, challenge you constructively, and respect the journey you are on. This choice is foundational because growth is fragile and requires an environment where you feel safe, encouraged, and understood. Growth cannot thrive in toxic or unsupportive relationships. Some people may drain your energy, discourage your progress, or hold on to their own insecurities by pulling you down. These dynamics chip away at your confidence and distract you from your goals. Recognizing such patterns is crucial. It is not always easy to distance yourself from familiar faces, especially when emotions and history are involved. But true growth demands clarity and the courage to step away from anything that stunts your potential. Supportive people celebrate your wins without envy. They listen without judgment and offer honest feedback with kindness. Their presence feels like a steady source of encouragement rather than pressure or comparison. These individuals understand that growth is a process filled with ups and downs, and they stay committed to your progress even when things get tough. They hold space for your imperfections and inspire you to keep moving forward. Choosing such people begins with self-awareness. You must be clear about what you want to grow into and what kind of support you need. Reflect on past relationships, identify who has uplifted you and who has hindered you. This reflection is not about blame, but about gaining insight into how others impact your mindset and behavior. Once you understand this, you can make conscious decisions about who deserves your time and energy moving forward. Boundaries become essential in this process. It is okay to limit contact with those who do not support your growth, or to step away completely if necessary. Setting boundaries protects your mental and emotional health, allowing you to focus on relationships that nourish you. These boundaries are not walls to isolate, but filters that create space for healthier connection. Building a network of growth-oriented people also means seeking out new relationships intentionally. This might involve joining communities, groups, or activities aligned with your interests and values. Surrounding yourself with people who share your commitment to self-improvement creates a powerful collective energy. It motivates you to stay consistent and provides diverse perspectives that enrich your understanding. Supportive relationships are reciprocal. Choosing people who support your growth also means being that person for others. When you offer genuine encouragement, honest feedback, and unwavering presence, you build trust and deepen connections. This mutual support fosters an environment where everyone can thrive. It's important to balance receiving support with giving it, as this exchange reinforces your own growth and resilience. Trust is a cornerstone of these relationships. It develops over time through consistent actions and vulnerability. When you trust someone, you feel safe to share your struggles, doubts, and failures without fear of judgment. This openness accelerates growth because you can receive authentic guidance and perspective. Cultivating trust requires patience, honesty, and integrity from both parties. Choosing people who support your growth also involves recognizing and letting go of codependent or enabling dynamics. Sometimes relationships become stuck in patterns that protect comfort zones, but prevent change. These connections may involve excessive caretaking, avoidance of difficult conversations, or lack of accountability. Identifying these patterns empowers you to seek healthier alternatives that encourage challenge and development. It's important to stay open to feedback from those who truly want your best. Growth often requires confronting uncomfortable truths and making difficult changes. Supportive people deliver this feedback with care, helping you see blind spots without diminishing your self-worth. Their honesty is a gift, not criticism, because it propels you toward your potential rather than keeping you stuck. Celebrate the people who show up consistently, even in small ways. Growth is rarely a solo journey, and having reliable allies makes the path easier to navigate. These individuals remind you of your progress, offer perspective during setbacks, and share in your joy. Recognizing their value strengthens your connection and encourages you to cultivate more of these relationships. Choosing who to spend time with also means listening to your intuition. Sometimes a relationship may look good on the surface, but feel draining or unsupportive deep down. Trusting these feelings helps you avoid energy vampires and seek out more nurturing connections. Your inner sense is a powerful guide in creating a supportive social environment. In moments of doubt, reflect on how your relationships influence your mindset and habits. Are the people around you encouraging you to take risks, learn, and grow, or do they foster fear, complacency, or distraction? Awareness of these influences empowers you to take control of your social circle and align it with your growth goals. Healthy relationships involve celebrating each other's progress without competition. Choosing people who support your growth means surrounding yourself with those who inspire cooperation over comparison. This mindset transforms social interactions into opportunities for mutual encouragement rather than rivalry. Sometimes, growth leads to natural shifts in relationships. People who were once compatible may no longer align with your evolving values or ambitions. Accepting this change without resentment allows you to make room for connections that match your current stage of growth. This flexibility is part of cultivating a life that reflects your true self. It's also important to recognize the impact of subtle influences. Not every unsupportive person is overtly negative. Some may be passive or indifferent, which can still undermine your growth by withholding encouragement or failing to respect your boundaries. Choosing growth-oriented people means seeking out those who actively invest in your well-being and progress. The company you keep affects your habits, thoughts, and energy. Supportive people inspire you to develop discipline, courage, and optimism. They model healthy behaviors and attitudes that you can learn from and emulate. This positive influence accelerates your growth and helps you build sustainable success. Investing in these relationships requires time, effort, and intention. Growth is not just about individual effort, but also about the quality of your social environment. Prioritize nurturing connections that feed your soul and challenge your mind. This investment yields returns in the form of increased motivation, accountability, and emotional strength. In choosing people who support your true growth, you create a powerful ecosystem around yourself. This ecosystem supports your aspirations, reinforces your values, and offers a refuge during tough times. It enables you to maintain clarity and momentum on your path. By being selective and intentional, you safeguard your progress and cultivate a life rich in meaningful connection and personal development. Ultimately, choosing supportive people is an act of self-respect and empowerment. It affirms that your growth matters and deserves protection. It invites you to live authentically and courageously, surrounded by those who uplift rather than diminish you. This choice is not always easy, but it is one of the most important commitments you can make on your journey toward becoming your best self. Chapter 7. Let go of guilt that no longer serves you. Guilt is a powerful emotion that can either guide us toward growth or weigh us down unnecessarily. Holding on to guilt that no longer serves you only drains your energy and clouds your judgment. This kind of guilt keeps you trapped in the past, preventing you from moving forward and embracing the person you are becoming. Letting go of guilt is an act of liberation that frees your mind and heart to focus on healing, learning, and building a fulfilling life. Many people confuse guilt with responsibility. While guilt can signal when you have caused harm or need to make amends, it becomes toxic when it lingers beyond its usefulness. Guilt that remains long after you have taken responsibility or that is disproportionate to the situation holds you hostage. It distorts your self-image and hinders your ability to forgive yourself. Recognizing when guilt is serving a purpose and when it is merely a burden is essential for your emotional health. One step toward releasing unhelpful guilt is to examine its origin honestly. Ask yourself if this guilt arises from a realistic assessment of your actions or if it stems from internalized expectations or external pressures. Sometimes guilt is inherited from cultural, familial, or societal messages that unfairly judge your choices. Understanding this context allows you to separate genuine accountability from imposed shame. Self-compassion plays a crucial role in letting go of guilt. Instead of beating yourself up for perceived mistakes, practice speaking to yourself with kindness and understanding. Acknowledge that being human means being imperfect and that growth involves mistakes and learning. This compassionate mindset softens the grip of guilt and opens the door to healing. It replaces harsh judgment with gentle encouragement to do better, moving forward. Reflect on the lessons that guilt may be trying to teach. Often guilt signals a misalignment with your values or a missed opportunity to act with integrity. Use this awareness not to punish yourself, but to make conscious changes. This constructive approach transforms guilt into a catalyst for growth rather than a source of pain. When guilt becomes a guide rather than a jailer, it supports your evolution instead of stalling it. Setting boundaries with guilt is necessary to protect your peace. This means refusing to carry guilt for things beyond your control or for situations where you have done your best. Holding on to such guilt is a form of self-punishment that serves no purpose. Remind yourself that your worth is not defined by past errors or by the impossible standards you may have set for yourself. Forgiveness, especially self-forgiveness, is a vital step in releasing guilt. Forgiving yourself does not mean ignoring consequences or denying accountability. It means accepting your humanity, learning from your mistakes, and allowing yourself to move forward with dignity. This process can be challenging because it requires honesty and courage to confront uncomfortable feelings. Yet, it is essential for emotional freedom. Practice letting go of guilt by creating rituals that mark this release. This could involve writing a letter to yourself expressing forgiveness, meditating on self-acceptance, or verbalizing your decision to release guilt aloud. Rituals help your mind and body recognize that you are making a conscious choice to free yourself from unnecessary emotional weight. They provide closure and reinforce your commitment to self-compassion. Pay attention to how guilt affects your body and energy. Often, unresolved guilt manifests as tension, fatigue, or emotional numbness. By becoming aware of these physical signals, you can take steps to address guilt more holistically. Activities like mindful breathing, gentle movement, or grounding exercises can help dissipate the emotional charge and restore balance. Surround yourself with supportive people who encourage your growth and forgiveness. Sharing your feelings of guilt with trusted individuals can provide perspective and reduce isolation. Sometimes guilt thrives in secrecy and shame. When you open up to compassionate listeners, you invite healing and validation. Their support reinforces that you are not defined by your guilt, but by your efforts to grow and improve. Replace guilt with gratitude for your willingness to face difficult emotions and strive for better. Gratitude shifts your focus from self-condemnation to appreciation for your resilience and capacity for change. This positive emotional state energizes you to continue your personal journey with hope and confidence. It reminds you that you are worthy of love and acceptance despite imperfections. Be mindful of perfectionism and unrealistic expectations that fuel guilt. Understand that no one lives without flaws or missteps. Holding yourself to impossible standards only sets you up for guilt and disappointment. Embrace progress over perfection and celebrate the courage it takes to keep trying. This mindset reduces guilt and fosters sustainable growth. Practice self-awareness to notice when guilt arises unnecessarily. Question the validity of these feelings and challenge negative thoughts with evidence of your growth and good intentions. This cognitive reframing weakens guilt's power and strengthens your emotional resilience. It empowers you to respond to guilt constructively rather than reactively. Understand that guilt often masks deeper emotions such as fear, shame, or regret. Exploring these underlying feelings can reveal the true sources of discomfort and guide your healing process. Addressing root emotions helps release guilt more completely and prevents it from resurfacing in disguised forms. Therapy, journaling, or reflective conversations can support this exploration. Recognize that letting go of guilt is not a one-time event, but a continuous practice. Old guilt can resurface in unexpected moments. Each time it does, respond with renewed commitment to self-compassion and forgiveness. This ongoing process strengthens your emotional maturity and deepens your self-love over time. Commit to living in alignment with your values to prevent unnecessary guilt in the future. Clarify what matters most to you and let these principles guide your decisions and actions. When you act with integrity, guilt loses its foothold. Even when mistakes happen, you can face them with honesty and grace. Celebrate your progress in releasing guilt by acknowledging moments when you choose peace over punishment. Notice how your energy, mood, and relationships improve as you shed this burden. These positive changes reinforce your commitment to emotional freedom and self-respect. Remember that your past does not define your future. Guilt anchored in past mistakes can obscure your potential. By letting go, you create space for new possibilities, growth, and joy. This freedom allows you to step fully into your power and live authentically. Letting go of guilt is a gift you give yourself. It is an act of courage, wisdom, and kindness that transforms your relationship with yourself and the world. When guilt no longer controls you, you reclaim your peace, creativity, and capacity to love deeply. This liberation is a cornerstone of true self-worth and lasting happiness. Chapter 8. Take time alone to learn your real needs. Spending time alone is often undervalued in a world that prizes constant connection and busy schedules. Yet solitude is essential for truly understanding your deepest needs. When you step away from noise, distractions, and the expectations of others, you open space to listen clearly to your inner voice. This time alone allows you to discover what truly sustains you, what nourishes your soul, and what drives your fulfillment. Without this practice, it is easy to confuse external pressures with your real needs, leading to dissatisfaction and burnout. Taking time for yourself is not selfish. It is a vital act of self-respect and self-awareness. It is an opportunity to slow down and observe your thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations without interruption. In these moments, you can untangle the layers of obligation, habit, and conditioning to reveal what is authentic for you. This process requires patience and courage, because it demands honesty with yourself and a willingness to face uncomfortable truths. In solitude, distractions fade, and your mind has the clarity to focus inward. You begin to notice patterns in your desires and reactions that might be invisible amidst the chaos of daily life. These patterns reveal your true needs, whether they are emotional connection, creative expression, rest, or personal growth. Recognizing these needs is the first step toward meeting them intentionally, rather than reacting to surface-level wants or external demands. Practicing regular solitude helps build emotional resilience. It strengthens your ability to be comfortable with your own company and reduces dependency on external validation. When you are grounded in yourself, you make decisions based on your values and needs, rather than on fear or approval. This independence is empowering and leads to more authentic relationships and life choices. Creating time alone does not require dramatic changes. It can be as simple as a quiet walk in nature, sitting with a journal, or turning off electronic devices for a set period each day. The key is consistency and intention. By making solitude a habit, you train your mind to appreciate and seek out these moments of self-connection. Over time, you become more attuned to your inner landscape and less reactive to external noise. During this time, asking yourself thoughtful questions can deepen your understanding of your needs. Questions like what brings me peace, when do I feel most alive, and what am I avoiding, invite reflection and insight. Writing your answers helps organize your thoughts and reveals emerging themes. This inquiry is not about quick fixes, but about cultivating ongoing self-discovery. Listening to your body is also crucial in solitude. Physical sensations often communicate needs that the mind overlooks. Fatigue, tension, or restlessness may signal the need for rest, movement, or emotional release. Paying attention to these signals allows you to respond compassionately and meet your needs holistically. This connection between mind and body supports balanced well-being. Solitude also provides a safe space to process emotions fully. When alone, you can experience feelings without distraction or suppression. This emotional presence fosters healing and clarity. It prevents emotions from becoming overwhelming or driving reactive behavior. Instead, you learn to navigate your inner world with grace and wisdom. Taking time alone strengthens your intuition. Without external opinions clouding your judgment, your inner guidance becomes clearer. This strengthened intuition supports better decision-making, aligned with your authentic self. Trusting this inner wisdom is fundamental for living a life that reflects your true needs and values. Sometimes solitude reveals uncomfortable truths about unmet needs or patterns that no longer serve you. Facing these realities requires bravery, but is necessary for meaningful change. Acknowledging these truths enables you to take responsibility and make conscious choices that support your growth and happiness. It is important to create a comfortable and inviting environment for your solitude practice. Choose a space where you feel safe and relaxed. This physical comfort encourages deeper relaxation and openness. Personalizing this space with items that bring you joy or peace can enhance the experience. Solitude can also inspire creativity and insight. Free from external input, your mind can explore new ideas and perspectives. This creative space nurtures innovation and problem-solving, enriching your personal and professional life. Embracing solitude as a source of inspiration transforms it from a mere absence of others to a powerful resource. Balancing solitude with social connection is essential. While time alone is crucial for self-understanding, relationships provide support and perspective. Knowing when to retreat and when to engage creates harmony in your life. This balance fosters healthy boundaries and respect for both your needs and those of others. Developing comfort with solitude can be challenging, especially if you are used to constant stimulation. Start with short periods and gradually increase them. Use mindfulness techniques to stay present during these moments, rather than letting your mind wander to worries or distractions. This practice builds your capacity to be still and listen deeply. Regular solitude practice encourages self-acceptance. As you spend time with yourself, you encounter all parts of your being, the strengths, vulnerabilities, and contradictions. This full acceptance is the foundation of genuine self-love. It reduces internal conflict and nurtures peace. In solitude, you also gain perspective on your life story. Stepping back from daily busyness allows you to see patterns, choices, and shifts over time. This broader view helps you understand your journey and envision your path forward. It supports intentional living rooted in self-awareness. Taking time alone is an investment in your well-being. It replenishes your energy and provides clarity amid life's demand. This investment pays dividends in increased focus, emotional balance, and a deeper connection to your true self. Ultimately, learning your real needs through solitude empowers you to live authentically. It frees you from reactive patterns and external expectation. This freedom fosters resilience, confidence, and a sense of fulfillment that comes from living in harmony with your deepest truth. Chapter 9. Set goals that reflect your deepest values. Setting goals that reflect your deepest values is a fundamental step toward creating a life of meaning and fulfillment. Goals disconnected from your core beliefs often lead to dissatisfaction, frustration, and a sense of emptiness, even if they bring external success. When your goals are aligned with what truly matters to you, they serve as powerful motivators that guide your actions and decisions with clarity and purpose. This alignment cultivates resilience and sustains your commitment during challenges, because the pursuit itself resonates with your authentic self. Identifying your deepest values requires deliberate reflection. Values are the principles and qualities you hold most important, such as honesty, compassion, freedom, growth, or connection. These values shape your worldview and influence what brings you lasting satisfaction. Take time to explore what drives your sense of purpose beyond surface desires. Asking yourself questions like, what qualities do I admire most in others, or what moments in life have felt most meaningful, can reveal underlying values that guide you. Once you recognize these core values, setting goals becomes a process of translating them into actionable intentions. For example, if one of your deepest values is growth, a goal might be to learn a new skill or read regularly. If connection is a priority, a goal could focus on nurturing relationships or community involvement. Goals rooted in your values feel less like obligations and more like expressions of who you are and who you want to become. Clarity is essential when setting these goals. Vague or broad aims lack direction and make it difficult to measure progress. Define your goals clearly and specifically, focusing on outcomes that embody your values. Instead of a general goal like be healthier, specify exercise 3 times a week to honor my value of self-care. Clear goals create a roadmap that helps you stay focused and motivated. Prioritization matters. Not every goal can be pursued simultaneously. Consider which goals align most strongly with your current life circumstances and values. Prioritizing helps you allocate your energy wisely and avoid burnout. It also encourages deeper commitment to each goal, increasing the likelihood of meaningful progress. Break down larger goals into smaller, manageable steps. This approach keeps you from feeling overwhelmed and provides regular opportunities for achievement. Each small success reinforces your connection to your values and builds momentum. Celebrating these steps sustains motivation and affirms your capability. Regularly revisit and reflect on your goals to ensure they continue to align with your evolving values. Life is dynamic, and your priorities may shift over time. Flexibility allows you to adjust goals without guilt or pressure, maintaining authenticity in your pursuits. Reflection also provides insight into what works well and what needs recalibration. Accountability enhances your commitment. Sharing your values-based goals with trusted individuals invites support and encouragement. These people can offer perspective, celebrate your wins, and help you stay on track. Accountability partners reinforce your connection to your values by reminding you why your goals matter. Anticipate obstacles as natural parts of the journey. Challenges test your resolve and often prompt valuable growth. When faced with difficulties, revisit your core values to reinforce your purpose. This perspective helps you navigate setbacks with resilience rather than discouragement. Visualize success in a way that connects emotionally to your values. Imagine how achieving your goals will feel and how they will enrich your life. This emotional connection fuels motivation and makes your goals more compelling. Visualization can be a daily practice that keeps your values and goals vivid in your mind. Avoid setting goals based solely on external expectations or comparisons. Goals driven by others' opinions rarely bring genuine satisfaction. Aligning goals with your deepest values ensures that your efforts are meaningful and self-directed. This alignment fosters intrinsic motivation, which is more sustainable and fulfilling. Integrate mindfulness into your goal-setting process. Pay attention to how your goals resonate with you emotionally and physically. Notice any resistance or excitement that arises. Mindful awareness helps you fine-tune your goals to reflect your true self, rather than surface desires or societal pressures. Use affirmations or personal mantras that reinforce your values and goals. Repeating statements that affirm your commitment strengthens your belief in your capacity to achieve meaningful change. These affirmations anchor you during moments of doubt and keep your focus centered. Consider the broader impact of your goals beyond personal gain. Values often include contributing to others or the community. Setting goals that extend your influence or support others enriches your sense of purpose. This outward focus balances self-interest with generosity and connection. Develop a system for tracking progress that feels encouraging rather than punitive. Journaling, checklists, or digital tools can help you monitor your steps toward your values-based goals. Use this system to celebrate growth, learn from setbacks, and maintain momentum. Practice patience and persistence. Deeply meaningful goals often require sustained effort and time. Recognize that progress may be slow or nonlinear, and honor your commitment despite challenges. This perseverance reflects dedication to your values and strengthens character. Create environments that support your goals and values. Surround yourself with people, spaces, and resources that inspire and facilitate growth. Eliminating distractions and negative influences creates a fertile ground for your values to flourish through your action. Embrace a growth mindset by viewing goal pursuit as a learning journey, rather than a fixed destination. This mindset encourages experimenting, adaptation, and curiosity. It aligns with values of development and openness, making your goals part of a lifelong process of becoming. Balance ambition with self-care to maintain well-being while pursuing your values-based goals. Overextending yourself can undermine both your health and your commitment. Honoring your limits and restoring energy enables sustained focus and fulfillment. Reflect on how your values-based goals enhance your sense of identity and self-worth. When goals resonate deeply, they reinforce your understanding of who you are and what you stand for. This reinforcement builds confidence and helps you navigate life with clarity and purpose. Ultimately, setting goals that reflect your deepest values empowers you to live intentionally and authentically. These goals act as a compass, guiding you toward a life that feels true and rewarding. They inspire action that honors your essence and cultivates lasting satisfaction. Aligning your aspirations with your values is a transformative practice that grounds success in meaning, resilience, and joy. Chapter 10. Forgive your past without losing your strength today. Forgiving your past is often misunderstood as a surrender of your strength or a dismissal of the pain you've experienced. In reality, forgiveness is a deliberate act of reclaiming your power and refusing to allow past wounds to dictate your present and future. Holding on to resentment or regret can anchor you to a place of suffering, draining your energy and clouding your clarity. When forgiveness is embraced with awareness and strength, it frees you to live fully in the moment while honoring the lessons that shaped you. Understanding forgiveness starts with recognizing its true nature. Forgiveness is not about condoning harmful actions or forgetting what happened. It is about releasing the grip that those events have on your mind and emotions. It means choosing to stop reliving the hurt over and over and instead redirecting your focus toward healing and growth. This shift requires courage and resolve because it challenges the instinct to hold on to pain as a form of protection. The process of forgiving your past demands honesty and reflection. This involves facing difficult memories without avoidance or denial. Acknowledge the impact of these experiences on your life, emotions, and behaviors. This acknowledgement is not an indulgence in suffering, but a clear-eyed assessment that empowers you to understand yourself better. Awareness lays the foundation for forgiveness by clarifying what needs to be released. Maintaining your strength during forgiveness means setting firm boundaries. Forgiveness does not obligate you to reconcile or reopen harmful relationships. It does not require you to expose yourself to further harm or to diminish your self-respect. Instead, it means detaching emotionally from the hold your past has on you. Boundaries protect your well-being and ensure that forgiveness serves your growth rather than undermining it. Self-compassion is a vital companion to forgiveness. When you forgive yourself or others, treat yourself with kindness and understanding. Recognize that everyone makes mistakes and that being human involves imperfection. Self-compassion softens harsh judgments and creates space for healing without weakening your sense of self. It reminds you that forgiveness is a gift you give to yourself, not a concession to weakness. Practicing forgiveness requires patience. It is rarely an instantaneous event. Instead, it unfolds gradually through repeated choice and effort. You may find moments of clarity interspersed with waves of lingering pain or doubt. This ebb and flow are natural. Each step toward forgiveness strengthens your resilience and deepens your capacity for peace. Use intentional rituals to support your forgiveness journey. Writing letters to yourself or others, expressing your feelings, can help externalize emotions. Meditation or mindful breathing can calm your mind and create space for acceptance. Verbal affirmations that reinforce your decision to let go can fortify your commitment. Rituals mark your progress and provide tangible ways to engage with forgiveness. Reflect on the lessons your past holds. Rather than viewing painful experiences solely as setbacks, see them as teachers that contributed to your wisdom and growth. This perspective transforms your relationship with the past from one of victimhood to empowerment. It allows you to honor your journey without being imprisoned by it. Cultivate gratitude for the strength you have shown in enduring hardships. Recognizing your resilience builds confidence and reinforces your ability to face current and future challenges. Gratitude shifts your focus from pain to power, enhancing your emotional well-being and motivating continued growth. Avoid confusing forgiveness with forgetting or excusing. True forgiveness includes remembering with clarity, but without emotional charge. It means integrating your experiences into your story without allowing them to define your identity negatively. This integration preserves your strength and dignity while fostering healing. Seek support when needed. Forgiving deep wounds can be a complex process that benefits from external guidance. Trusted friends, counselors, or support groups can offer perspective, validation, and tools to navigate forgiveness healthily. Sharing your experience reduces isolation and reinforces your commitment. Pay attention to your body as you work through forgiveness. Emotional pain often manifests physically through tension, fatigue, or discomfort. Practices such as gentle movement, breathwork, or body scanning can release stored stress and facilitate healing. Caring for your physical self supports your emotional journey and sustains your strength. Embrace forgiveness as a practice rather than a destination. Each day presents opportunities to renew your commitment, to release resentment and embrace peace. This ongoing effort cultivates emotional agility and deepens your self-mastery. With time, forgiveness becomes a natural part of your inner landscape. Maintain focus on the present moment. Forgiveness anchors you in now, freeing you from being tethered to past hurts. This presence allows you to experience life more fully, make empowered choices, and build positive relationships. It strengthens your connection to yourself and others without the weight of old wounds. Integrate forgiveness into your self-care routine. Prioritize activities that nurture your mental, emotional, and physical health. Rest, creativity, nature, and connection all support your capacity to forgive and heal. Viewing forgiveness as part of holistic care reinforces its role in sustaining your strength. Recognize that forgiveness can transform your relationships. As you release past grievances, you create space for healthier interactions and deeper understanding. Forgiveness fosters empathy and compassion, enhancing your ability to connect authentically. This transformation benefits not only you, but also those around you. Hold on to your values throughout the forgiveness process. Let your principles guide your decisions about how and when to forgive. Aligning forgiveness with your ethical framework preserves your integrity and reinforces your sense of self. It ensures that forgiveness strengthens rather than compromises your identity. Celebrate milestones in your forgiveness journey. Acknowledge moments when you feel lighter, more at peace, or less reactive to past triggers. These victories affirm your progress and inspire continued dedication. Recognizing your growth motivates you to sustain forgiveness as a powerful tool for personal freedom. Remember that forgiving your past is an act of reclaiming your life. It shifts your energy from being controlled by what happened to creating what is possible now. This shift empowers you to live with courage, wisdom, and joy. Forgiveness is a declaration of strength that honors your past without allowing it to overshadow your present. By choosing to forgive without losing your strength, you step into your true power. You become the author of your story, no longer a prisoner to past pain. This freedom opens the path to resilience, peace, and a life defined by your values and aspirations. Forgiveness becomes not an end, but a new beginning, a foundation for lasting inner strength. Chapter 11. Nurture your body with movement and good food. Taking care of your body through movement and good nutrition is one of the most profound ways to honor yourself and build a foundation for lasting well-being. The body is not merely a vessel, but a dynamic system that supports every thought, feeling, and action you take. When nurtured properly, it becomes a source of energy, resilience and clarity that empowers you to face life with strength and vitality. Neglecting your physical self, on the other hand, can lead to depletion and disconnect from the very core of your being. Movement is essential for maintaining physical health and mental balance. Engaging your body regularly improves circulation, supports the nervous system, and releases beneficial hormones that elevate mood. Movement does not have to be intense or complicated. Simple activities like walking, stretching, or gentle yoga contribute significantly to your overall vitality. The key is consistency and mindfulness, being present in your body as it moves. When you prioritize movement, you are also cultivating discipline. This commitment to your body trains your mind to embrace challenges and persist through discomfort. These lessons extend beyond physical health, fostering resilience and patience that benefit all areas of your life. Movement becomes a practice of self-respect and an act of daily empowerment. Good nutrition complements movement by providing the fuel your body needs to function optimally. Eating well supports your immune system, brain health, and energy levels. It also impacts your emotional state and cognitive performance. Nutrition is not about restrictive diets or perfection, but about nourishing your body with wholesome foods that sustain and heal. Choosing whole foods such as fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats offers your body a rich variety of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. These nutrients support cellular repair, reduce inflammation, and promote longevity. A balanced diet respects your body's needs and fosters a sense of care and attentiveness. Listening to your body's signals is crucial in nurturing it. Hunger, fullness, and cravings are messages that guide your nutritional choices. Mindful eating practices help you connect with these signals and respond appropriately. This connection enhances digestion, satisfaction, and prevents overeating or nutritional deficiencies. Hydration is another fundamental aspect of physical nurture. Water supports every bodily function from digestion to temperature regulation. Drinking adequate water daily keeps your system balanced and supports clear thinking. Making hydration a priority reflects attentiveness to your body's essential needs. Rest and recovery are integral to nurturing your body. Movement and nutrition alone cannot sustain health without sufficient rest. Sleep and relaxation allow your body to repair, replenish energy, and integrate the benefits of physical activity and nutrition. Prioritizing quality sleep and moments of rest strengthens your body's capacity to thrive. Incorporating variety in your movement routine keeps your body adaptable and engaged. Different types of exercise, cardiovascular, strength, flexibility, and balance target various systems and prevent monotony. Variety also reduces injury risk and supports comprehensive physical development. Setting realistic and personalized goals around movement and nutrition fosters sustainable habits. Avoid comparing your journey to others. Instead, focus on what suits your body's unique needs and circumstances. Celebrate progress, however small, as it reinforces positive change and builds confidence. Physical activity can also serve as a powerful tool for emotional regulation. Exercise stimulates the release of endorphins and serotonin, which alleviate stress and anxiety. Movement offers a healthy outlet for tension and promotes mental clarity. Integrating movement into your daily routine provides a natural and effective strategy for maintaining emotional equilibrium. Nutrition influences your mood and cognitive function more than often acknowledged. Balanced blood sugar and nutrient intake support stable energy and focus throughout the day. Being mindful of what you eat helps you avoid mood swings and fatigue. This awareness empowers you to make choices that support mental and emotional health alongside physical well-being. Building a supportive environment enhances your ability to nurture your body. Surround yourself with foods that align with your health goals and spaces conducive to movement. Remove obstacles such as unhealthy temptations or clutter that hinder your physical care routines. Creating an environment that supports your body nurturance simplifies consistent practice. Self-compassion is vital in this journey. Treat your body with kindness, especially when facing setbacks or challenges. Avoid harsh judgments about your appearance, abilities, or habits. Recognize that nurturing your body is an ongoing process, and imperfections are natural. Compassion fosters a positive relationship with your body, reinforcing motivation rather than shame. Consider seeking guidance from professionals if needed. Nutritionists, trainers, or physical therapists can provide tailored advice and support. Expert input helps you navigate challenges safely and effectively. Investing in professional help demonstrates commitment to your body's care and maximizes your progress. Mind-body connection practices like meditation, breathwork, or gentle stretching further nurture your body by integrating physical and mental wellness. These practices cultivate awareness and reduce stress, enhancing the benefits of movement and nutrition. Integrating these elements creates a holistic approach to body nurture. Tracking your habits can provide insight and encouragement. Journaling your meals, exercise, sleep, and feelings creates awareness and highlights patterns. Tracking progress allows you to celebrate achievements and identify areas for adjustment. This process encourages accountability and sustained effort. Recognize that nurturing your body supports every other area of your life. Physical vitality boosts productivity, creativity, and emotional stability. When your body feels strong and nourished, your confidence and capacity to pursue your goals increase. This synergy between body and mind is the foundation of a well-rounded life. Embrace patience as you develop your movement and nutrition habits. Change takes time, and setbacks are part of the process. Each day is an opportunity to recommit and learn. Patience prevents discouragement and builds resilience, essential for lasting transformation. Ultimately, nurturing your body is a profound expression of self-love and respect. It honors the life force within you and acknowledges the interconnectedness of physical health with mental and emotional well-being. This dedication empowers you to live with greater energy, clarity, and joy, fueling your journey toward a fulfilling and meaningful life. Sometimes the greatest strength lies in walking away. Peace doesn't always need defending, and wisdom doesn't always need explaining. The most powerful moments are often found in the spaces. Chapter 12, Honor your limits without feeling like a failure. Recognizing and respecting your limits is one of the most courageous and wise acts you can practice in your journey of self-growth. Limits are not signs of weakness or failure. They are natural boundaries that protect your energy, mental clarity, and well-being. Society often celebrates relentless pushing and non-stop productivity, but true strength lies in understanding when to pause and honor what your body and mind are telling you. Accepting limits is an act of self-awareness and self-respect, allowing you to operate at your best without unnecessary strain. Limits reveal your unique human design, your current capacities, and the conditions in which you can thrive. Ignoring or denying them can lead to burnout, frustration, and a sense of defeat. When you fail to honor your limits, you may push through exhaustion only to compromise your health, relationships, and long-term goals. Recognizing limits early helps you avoid these pitfalls and maintain sustainable progress. Honoring your limits requires mindful observation of your physical, emotional, and mental states. It means pausing regularly to assess how you feel without judgment. Are you experiencing fatigue, irritability, or lack of focus? These signals indicate that your system needs care. Responding to these signs is an essential skill that strengthens your self-trust and resilience. It is crucial to differentiate between productive challenge and harmful overextension. Growth often demands effort and discomfort, but it should not come at the cost of your health or integrity. Striving beyond your limits occasionally, with clear intention and recovery plans, can build strength. However, consistently ignoring your boundaries creates imbalance. Learning this distinction empowers you to challenge yourself wisely and avoid self-sabotage. Cultivating self-compassion plays a vital role in accepting limits without guilt or shame. When you honor your boundaries, do so with kindness rather than harsh criticism. Understand that everyone has limits and that acknowledging yours is a mark of maturity, not failure. Self-compassion allows you to maintain motivation while respecting your needs. Reframe the narrative around limits by viewing them as guides rather than obstacles. Limits provide valuable information about what environments, tasks, and demands support or hinder your well-being. Using this perspective turns perceived restrictions into tools for strategic planning and personal growth. This mindset fosters empowerment and reduces feelings of frustration. Communicating your limits clearly to others is a powerful practice. Setting boundaries in relationships, work, and social settings ensures that your needs are respected. Clear communication reduces misunderstandings and builds trust. It also models healthy behavior for those around you, encouraging mutual respect. Accepting limits does not mean settling for less or abandoning ambition. Instead, it encourages you to define success on your own terms, aligned with your reality and value. This approach creates a balanced path that honors both your aspirations and well-being. It allows you to pursue meaningful goals without sacrificing your health or happiness. Develop habits that support limit recognition and respect. This may include regular rest periods, scheduling downtime, and engaging in restorative activities like meditation or nature walks. Creating routines that honor your energy cycles prevents depletion and sustains long-term productivity. Reflect on past experiences where ignoring limits led to negative outcomes. Use these reflections as motivation to change your approach. Learning from history strengthens your ability to make better choices and reinforces your commitment to self-care. Challenge societal myths that equate worth with constant achievement or endurance. Understand that your value is inherent and not dependent on how much you can do. This awareness reduces pressure and cultivates inner peace. Build a support system that honors your limits. Surround yourself with people who respect your boundaries and encourage your self-care practices. Positive relationships provide encouragement and accountability as you maintain your limits. Practice mindfulness to increase awareness of your limits in real time. Mindfulness helps you notice subtle signs of stress or fatigue before they escalate. This awareness allows timely adjustments that prevent overwhelm. Celebrate moments when you successfully honor your limits. Acknowledge the strength it takes to say no or slow down. These celebrations reinforce positive behavior and build confidence. Understand that limits can change over time. What feels limiting today may shift as you grow stronger or your circumstances evolve. Stay open to reassessing your boundaries regularly to ensure they reflect your current needs. Avoid comparing your limits to others. Everyone's capacities are unique, influenced by health, experiences, and personality. Comparison often leads to unnecessary self-judgment and discouragement. Focus on your own journey and progress. Use affirmations that support self-acceptance and respect for your limits. Statements like "I honor my body's wisdom" or "respecting my boundaries strengthens me" can reinforce positive beliefs. Incorporate restorative practices such as deep breathing, gentle stretching, or short naps into your daily routine. These activities recharge your system and enhance your ability to honor limits. Recognize that honoring limits enhances creativity and problem-solving. When well-rested and balanced, your mind is more flexible and open to new ideas. This clarity benefits all aspects of your life. Create a personal mantra or reminder that reinforces your commitment to honoring limits. Repeating it in moments of doubt strengthens resolve and guides decisions. Avoid guilt when you must say no or take breaks. Guilt undermines your well-being and clouds your judgment. Instead, remind yourself that caring for your limits is necessary and beneficial. Prioritize sleep as a critical component of honoring limits. Quality rest restores physical and mental functions, improves mood and sharpens focus. Consistent sleep routines support your overall capacity. Develop realistic expectations about what you can accomplish in a day or week. Setting achievable goals respects your limits and reduces stress. Engage in regular physical activity that suits your energy levels and capabilities. Movement supports resilience and helps you better recognize physical limits. Maintain balance by attending to emotional and social needs alongside physical care. Emotional overload can also strain your limits. Practices such as journaling or talking with trusted friends help maintain emotional equilibrium. Honor your limits by allowing time for hobbies and activities that bring joy. Pleasure and relaxation are essential for replenishment and motivation. Practice gratitude for your body and mind's ability to communicate limits. This appreciation strengthens your connection to yourself and encourages attentive care. Approach setbacks or perceived failures with curiosity rather than criticism. Understanding what led to overextension offers lessons that support future boundary setting. Visualize your limits as a protective shield rather than a barrier. This visualization can empower you to maintain boundaries confidently. Recognize that honoring limits builds long-term strength and endurance. Short-term sacrifices lead to sustainable energy and greater accomplishments over time. Stay attentive to signs of chronic stress or burnout which indicate limits are being ignored. Early intervention prevents deeper health issues. Integrate boundary setting into all areas of life, including work, relationships, and personal time. Consistency across domains reinforces respect for your limits. Reflect regularly on the benefits you experience when you honor your limits. Increased energy, clarity, and satisfaction are signs of progress. Commit to ongoing learning about your limits and how best to support them. This openness ensures continued growth and well-being. Honoring your limits is not surrender. It is mastery over yourself. This mastery leads to a life lived with integrity, balance, and fulfillment. It empowers you to pursue your goals sustainably while nurturing your whole being. Accepting limits without feeling like a failure is a profound gift to yourself, a foundation upon which you can build strength and success that endure between words, where understanding speaks louder than speech. Chapter 13. Replace shame with self-compassion and daily care. Shame is a heavy burden that often weighs down the spirit and clouds our view of ourselves. It is a quiet, relentless voice that convinces us we are not enough, that we are flawed or unworthy. Yet, this voice is not a truth, but a distorted reflection of pain, fear, and past wounds. The path to freedom from shame is through the deliberate practice of self-compassion and daily care. These two forces gently dismantle shame's hold and restore a kinder, more truthful relationship with yourself. Replacing shame begins with recognizing its presence without judgment. Awareness of shame's grip is the first step toward change. Notice the moments when shame arises, what triggers it, and how it feels in your body and mind. This attention creates a space where shame no longer operates in the shadows, but becomes an object of observation. Observing shame without resistance reduces its power and allows you to engage with it constructively. Self-compassion is an antidote to shame because it treats you with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a dear friend. When shame surfaces, respond with gentle words and supportive thoughts. Affirm that being imperfect and struggling is part of the human experience. This compassionate response softens the harsh inner critic and fosters emotional healing. Daily care is the practical expression of self-compassion. It includes actions that nurture your body, mind, and soul regularly. Small, consistent acts like getting enough rest, eating nourishing food, and engaging in enjoyable activities build a foundation of kindness toward yourself. These practices send a powerful message that you deserve care and respect, counteracting shame's messages of unworthiness. Building self-compassion requires patience and persistence. It does not erase shame instantly, but gradually shifts your inner dialogue. Repetition of compassionate thoughts and behaviors rewires your brain, forming new neural pathways that support self-acceptance. Over time, this shift transforms how you experience yourself and your challenges. Mindfulness supports this transformation by anchoring you in the present moment. When shame arises, mindfulness helps you observe it without becoming overwhelmed or reactive. It teaches you to acknowledge uncomfortable feelings with curiosity rather than avoidance or self-criticism. This presence enhances your ability to respond to shame with compassion and care. Forgiving yourself for past mistakes is central to replacing shame. Holding on to guilt or regret fuels shame's persistence. Embrace forgiveness as an act of kindness and understanding, recognizing that growth comes through learning, not perfection. Forgiveness releases emotional burdens and clears the way for self-compassion to flourish. Creating a safe internal environment involves setting boundaries with shame-inducing thoughts. Challenge negative beliefs by questioning their validity and replacing them with balanced truth. This mental boundary protects your well-being and reinforces a compassionate mindset. Journaling can be a powerful tool for this work. Writing about your experiences of shame and your responses to it clarifies your feelings and highlights progress. Document moments of self-compassion and care as reminders of your evolving relationship with yourself. Engaging in affirmations reinforces positive beliefs about your worth. Phrases like, "I am enough," "I am worthy of love," and "I treat myself with kindness" counter shame's narrative. Regular repetition strengthens these affirmations, making them a natural part of your inner voice. Building community with others who support your growth nurtures self-compassion. Sharing experiences and receiving empathy diminishes isolation and normalizes struggles. Positive social connections remind you that you are not alone and that vulnerability is a strength. Physical self-care complements emotional work. Activities such as gentle exercise, adequate sleep, and relaxation practices improve mood and resilience. Caring for your body signals respect and kindness to yourself, reinforcing self-compassion. Engage in creative expression to explore and release shame. Art, music, dance, or writing provide outlets for processing difficult emotions. Creative practices foster self-discovery and emotional balance, enriching your daily care routine. Challenge societal messages that equate worth with achievement or appearance. Recognize that true worth comes from your inherent dignity as a human being. Rejecting external standards reduces shame's influence and affirms your value. Practice gratitude for your strength and efforts. Focusing on positive qualities cultivates a balanced view of yourself and diminishes shame's dominance. Gratitude nurtures an optimistic and compassionate mindset. Use visualization to imagine a compassionate version of yourself. Picture this version offering comfort and support during moments of shame. This mental exercise strengthens your ability to generate self-compassion internally. Incorporate rituals that symbolize releasing shame and embracing care. Lighting a candle, taking a mindful breath, or repeating a mantra can anchor your intentions. Rituals create meaningful moments that deepen your commitment to change. Recognize that setbacks are part of the journey. Encountering shame again does not mean failure but invites renewed compassion and learning. Persistence in self-care and compassion practices builds resilience against shame's return. Educate yourself about shame and self-compassion through books, podcasts, or workshops. Understanding the psychological and physiological aspects of shame empowers you to navigate it skillfully. Knowledge reinforces your commitment and provides practical tools. Engage in acts of kindness toward others as a reflection of self-compassion. Helping others builds empathy and reminds you of shared humanity. This outward expression supports your internal growth. Celebrate your progress regularly. Acknowledge the courage it takes to face shame and practice compassion. Recognizing growth motivates continued effort and deepens self-love. Remember that replacing shame with self-compassion and daily care is a lifelong practice. It requires dedication but yields profound freedom and peace. This transformation leads to a healthier, more loving relationship with yourself, enabling you to live authentically and joyfully. Chapter 14. Create space to feel joy without permission. Joy is not something to be earned or granted by others. It is a natural right and a vital part of living fully. Many people carry the mistaken belief that happiness must be justified, that they must achieve or prove something before allowing themselves to experience joy. This belief creates invisible walls that block the natural flow of positive feelings and disconnect individuals from the richness of life. Creating space to feel joy without waiting for permission is a radical act of reclaiming your birthright and honoring your humanity. To create space for joy, begin by recognizing that joy is not dependent on external circumstances. Waiting for the perfect situation, approval, or achievement to feel joy only postpones it indefinitely. Instead, joy can emerge in small moments, simple pleasures or quiet pauses when you allow yourself to notice and embrace them. Cultivating the habit of seeking joy in the present grounds you in the reality of your experience, no matter what challenges you face. Making room for joy requires intentionality. Life's demands and distractions often consume your attention, leaving little time for positive emotions. Deliberately setting aside moments for joy nurtures your spirit and refreshes your perspective. This might mean carving out time each day to engage in activities that bring you happiness, whether it is listening to music, spending time in nature, reading, or connecting with loved ones. These moments act as replenishing wells that sustain you through difficulties. Allowing yourself to feel joy also involves permission from within. Many carry internal critics or beliefs that diminish their right to happiness, often rooted in past experiences or cultural conditioning. Challenging these narratives is essential. Affirm to yourself that feeling joy is not selfish or frivolous, but necessary for balance and well-being. Embracing this mindset shifts your internal dialogue toward acceptance and generosity with your emotions. Creating space for joy is closely connected with mindfulness. When your mind is cluttered with worries, regrets, or future concerns, joy struggles to surface. Practicing mindfulness helps you become present and open to positive experiences. Paying attention to the sensations of joy, how it feels in your body, the thoughts that accompany it enhances your ability to sustain and return to these feelings. This awareness enriches your daily life and strengthens emotional resilience. Joy often arises from connection. Engaging authentically with others provides opportunities for laughter, shared experiences, and mutual support. Investing in relationships that nurture your well-being opens doors to natural joy. Conversely, limiting interactions with toxic or draining influences creates more room for positive emotions to grow. Cultivating gratitude fosters joy by focusing your attention on what is good and meaningful. Keeping a gratitude practice, such as writing down things you appreciate daily, rewires your brain to notice joy more readily. This shift in focus counters negativity bias and deepens your emotional richness. Creative expression is another powerful way to generate joy. Activities such as painting, writing, dancing, or playing music activate the pleasure centers of the brain and allow for authentic emotional release. Engaging in creativity without judgment or pressure honors your inner world and invites joy to flourish. Physical movement contributes to joy by releasing endorphins and reducing stress hormones. Whether it is a brisk walk, yoga, or dancing, Moving your body can lift your mood and energize your spirit. Pairing movement with joyful music or nature enhances this effect and deepens your connection to pleasure. Rest and relaxation are vital to experiencing joy fully. When exhausted or overwhelmed, joy becomes elusive. Prioritizing restful sleep and downtime replenishes your capacity to feel positive emotions. Giving yourself permission to slow down and savor moments restores balance and invites joy in naturally. Joy also requires a sense of safety. Creating environments, both physical and emotional, that feel secure supports the emergence of positive feelings. This might mean organizing your space to reflect peace or setting boundaries with people who drain your energy. Safety nurtures openness and receptivity to joy. Learning to celebrate yourself and your accomplishments encourages joy. Recognize your efforts and successes regularly without minimizing or dismissing them. Celebrations, even small ones, create joyful rituals that affirm your worth and progress. Letting go of perfectionism frees you to experience joy without conditions. The desire to meet high standards often leads to dissatisfaction and delays enjoyment. Embracing imperfection and the messiness of life opens space for spontaneous and genuine joy. Cultivate playfulness in your daily life. Play is a joyful expression that reduces stress and invites lightness. Whether through games, humor, or spontaneous fun, play reminds you of the simple pleasures life offers. Facing challenges with a mindset that allows joy to coexist with difficulty changes your experience. Joy is not the absence of hardship, but the presence of acceptance and gratitude amid it. This perspective brings balance and deepens your emotional range. Recognize that joy is an energy that grows when nurtured. The more you create space for joy, the more it expands and permeates your life. This momentum makes joy a natural and enduring part of your existence. Practice saying yes to joy when it arises. Often, we resist or dismiss moments of happiness due to skepticism or fear of vulnerability. Embracing joy fully strengthens your ability to receive and hold positive emotions. Connect with nature regularly as a source of joy. The natural world offers beauty, peace, and renewal that nourish your soul. Time outdoors can ground you and provide a joyful perspective beyond daily concerns. Engage in acts of kindness for others to amplify joy. Giving support or care creates a positive feedback loop that lifts both giver and receiver. This shared joy enhances your sense of purpose and connection. Create personal rituals that invite joy into your life consistently. These could be morning routines, special meals, or moments of reflection. Rituals anchor joy and make it a predictable part of your day. Accept that joy fluctuates and be gentle with yourself during low moments. Joy does not have to be constant to be meaningful. Allowing yourself to experience the full spectrum of emotions creates emotional resilience and depth. Envision joy as a natural state waiting to be accessed rather than a fleeting reward. This perspective encourages ongoing effort to clear obstacles and welcome joy in all its forms. Know that creating space for joy strengthens your overall well-being. Joy boosts immune function, creativity, and emotional balance. Prioritizing joy is an investment in your health and quality of life. Ultimately, feeling joy without permission is an act of reclaiming your power and affirming your right to happiness. It transforms your relationship with yourself and the world, opening doors to a fuller, richer life. This freedom enriches your experience and fuels your journey towards sustained self-love and fulfillment. Chapter 15. Trust your voice even when others doubt you. Your voice is a powerful tool that carries your truth, values, and unique perspective into the world. Trusting it means acknowledging that what you say and feel matters, even when others question, dismiss, or doubt you. The ability to stand firm in your voice is essential for building confidence, nurturing self-respect, and forging meaningful connections. This trust is not about arrogance, but about honoring your inner knowing and allowing it to guide your actions. with integrity and courage. Doubt from others can be painful, but it does not diminish the validity of your thoughts or feelings. People's skepticism often reflects their own limitations, fears, or biases, rather than your worth. Recognizing this helps protect your confidence from being eroded by external judgments. When faced with doubt, remind yourself that your voice exists independent of approval and that its value is inherent. Building trust in your voice begins with self-awareness. Spend time understanding your beliefs, desires, and boundaries. When you are clear on what matters to you, your communication naturally becomes more authentic and firm. This clarity forms the foundation for expressing yourself with conviction. Practice speaking your truth in small, low-risk situations to build courage. This can be as simple as sharing your opinion in a casual conversation or expressing a preference among friends. Each act of honesty strengthens your internal trust and prepares you for more significant moments where your voice matters deeply. Listening to your intuition also reinforces trust in your voice. Intuition is the subtle inner guidance that often knows what is right before the mind catches up. Pay attention to these feelings and allow them to inform your speech and decision. Honoring intuition validates your unique wisdom and bolsters confidence. Accept that your voice will not always be met with agreement or praise. This is natural and reflects the diversity of human experience. Embrace differing opinions as opportunities for growth rather than threats. Maintaining your voice in the face of disagreement is a sign of strength, not stubbornness. When others doubt you, grounding yourself in facts and preparation enhances your credibility. Gathering information and organizing your thoughts gives your voice weight and clarity. Confidence grows when you are well informed and ready to back your statements with evidence. Use affirmations to reinforce your belief in the importance of your voice. Phrases such as "My voice matters," "I deserve to be heard," and "I speak with confidence" help reprogram negative self-talk and support a positive mindset. Regular repetition embeds these affirmations into your subconscious. Surround yourself with people who respect and encourage your expression. Positive relationships validate your voice and provide safe spaces for practice and growth. Conversely, minimize time with those who consistently undermine your confidence or silence you. Develop resilience by reframing criticism as constructive feedback. Not all doubt is harmful. Some comes from genuine concern or a different perspective. Listen openly to feedback that can improve your communication while discarding unhelpful negativity. This balanced approach maintains your confidence and fosters improvement. Public speaking or journaling can be effective methods to practice and trust your voice. Speaking before groups, even small ones, challenges fear and strengthens presence. Journaling clarifies your thoughts and feelings, making your internal voice louder and more defined. Set personal boundaries that protect your voice. This means asserting yourself when conversations turn disrespectful or dismissive. Clearly communicating limits prevents others from diminishing your expression and teaches them to honor your voice. Reflect regularly on moments when trusting your voice led to positive outcomes. Remembering successes builds momentum and courage for future situations. Celebrating small victories reinforces your belief in your capacity to communicate effectively. Visualize yourself speaking confidently in challenging scenarios. Mental rehearsal prepares your mind and body to perform with calm and assurance. Visualization reduces anxiety and boosts readiness. Adopt a posture of openness and calm when expressing yourself. Body language influences both how you feel and how others perceive your confidence. Standing tall, making eye contact, and speaking clearly convey trustworthiness and command respect. Accept imperfection in your communication. Mistakes, pauses, or uncertainties are normal and do not undermine your voice's value. Embracing imperfection reduces fear and encourages authentic expression. Recognize the impact your voice has on others. Your words can inspire comfort and influence positive change. This responsibility underscores the importance of trusting and using your voice wisely. Balance assertiveness with empathy in your speech. Express your needs clearly while respecting others' feelings. This approach builds rapport and encourages reciprocal respect for your voice. Seek opportunities to learn communication skills, such as active listening, persuasion, and storytelling. Improving these skills enhances the effectiveness and confidence of your voice. Remember that trusting your voice is a continual process. It requires patience, practice, and kindness toward yourself. Each step forward deepens your connection with your inner truth and strengthens your ability to share it with the world. Ultimately, trusting your voice empowers you to live authentically and courageously. It frees you from the need for constant validation and anchors you in self-respect. Your voice is a gift. Honor it by speaking with clarity, confidence, and unwavering trust even when others doubt. Chapter 16. Break patterns that keep you feeling not enough. Feeling not enough is a persistent pattern that can quietly dictate how you see yourself and interact with the world. It chips away at confidence and fuels a cycle of self-doubt and dissatisfaction. Breaking these patterns requires clear intention, consistent effort, and a willingness to confront deep-rooted beliefs that no longer serve you. It begins with understanding where these feelings come from and learning how to interrupt the cycle in practical, meaningful ways. Patterns form because they serve a purpose, even if that purpose is outdated or harmful. Often, feelings of inadequacy arise from past experiences, messages absorbed from family, society, or early failures. These internalized beliefs repeat automatically, like a loop playing in your mind, convincing you that you are lacking or unworthy. Recognizing this is the first crucial step, because you cannot change what you do not acknowledge. Awareness allows you to see the triggers that activate not enough feelings. It could be a certain situation, comparison to others, or moments of vulnerability. When you notice these triggers, pause to observe your thoughts and emotions without judgment. This pause disrupts the automatic reaction and creates space for conscious choice rather than unconscious repetition. Reframe your internal dialogue by challenging negative self-talk directly. When a thought like "I'm not good enough" arises, ask yourself, what evidence truly supports this claim? More often than not, the reality is far less absolute than your mind suggests. Replace these thoughts with balanced, realistic statements, such as "I am learning and growing," or "I have unique value that is not diminished by imperfections." Take time to list your strengths and accomplishments, no matter how small they seem. Writing these down provides tangible reminders of your worth and counters the mental bias toward focusing only on shortcomings. Refer back to this list regularly, especially when feelings of inadequacy threaten to resurface. Breaking patterns also means stopping harmful comparison. Social media and cultural standards often fuel the illusion that everyone else is doing better or is more deserving. Remind yourself that each person's journey is different and that comparing your inside to others' curated outside stories is unfair. Focus on your own progress and values rather than external benchmarks. Set achievable, meaningful goals that align with your true priorities. Small successes build momentum and help replace feelings of inadequacy with confidence. Celebrate these achievements genuinely and allow them to reinforce your sense of competence. Develop new habits that support self-acceptance. This could include daily affirmations, mindfulness practices, or self-care routines. Consistency in these habits strengthens your inner resilience and helps rewrite old mental patterns. Seek out supportive relationships that affirm your worth. Positive connections provide external validation that reinforces your internal growth. Conversely, limit contact with those who perpetuate negativity or reinforce not enough messages. Engage in activities that bring joy and fulfillment rather than simply striving for approval. Pursuing passions on your own terms nurtures authenticity and combats feelings of inadequacy linked to external expectations. Practice self-forgiveness for past mistakes or perceived failures. Holding on to regret feeds the not enough narrative. Accepting your humanity and capacity for growth frees emotional energy and opens space for self-compassion. Therapeutic techniques, such as cognitive behavioral therapy or journaling, can help uncover and reprocess deep-seated beliefs that contribute to feeling not enough. Professional support offers tools and guidance for lasting change. Mindfulness meditation enhances your ability to observe thoughts without attachment or identification. This skill decreases the power of negative patterns and fosters calm self-awareness. Visualize yourself stepping out of old patterns and embracing a confident, self-affirming identity. Visualization prepares your mind to embody new ways of thinking and being. Develop a mantra or phrase that counters the not enough message. Repeat it often, especially during challenging moments, to reinforce positive belief systems. Recognize that setbacks and doubts are normal parts of breaking patterns. Respond with patience and renewed commitment rather than self-criticism. Prioritize rest and stress management. Exhaustion and overwhelm exacerbate feelings of inadequacy, while balance supports clarity and emotional strength. Observe how your body reacts to feelings of not enough. Physical tension, fatigue, or discomfort are signals that need attention. Use breathing exercises, movement or relaxation techniques to soothe and reset. Create boundaries around your time and energy to protect yourself from environments or relationships that trigger not enough feelings. Boundaries reinforce your value and self-respect. Engage in acts of kindness and service to others. Helping people outside of yourself expands perspective and nurtures a sense of purpose beyond self-judgment. Commit to daily reflection on progress rather than perfection. Focus on how far you have come instead of how far you think you must go. Replace all or nothing thinking with flexible, realistic perspectives. Recognize that growth involves ups and downs and that your worth is not conditional on perfection. Embrace curiosity about your patterns instead of resistance or shame. Curiosity opens doors to understanding and transformation. Celebrate your uniqueness as a strength. Recognize that your distinct qualities contribute value that cannot be compared or measured against others. Trust that breaking these patterns is a gradual process. Each small choice towards self-acceptance adds up, creating a lasting shift in how you feel about yourself. Know that your worth is inherent and does not depend on external achievements or approval. This truth is the foundation for breaking free from feelings of not enough. Breaking these patterns frees you to live more authentically and courageously. It allows space for joy, connection, and fulfillment that come from embracing yourself fully as you are. Chapter 17. Surround yourself with people who lift you up. The people you choose to surround yourself with have a profound impact on your sense of self, your emotional well-being, and your ability to grow. When you are around those who lift you up, who encourage your best self, and who believe in your potential, you feel stronger, more confident, and more motivated. Building a circle of support is not about popularity or quantity, but about quality. Choosing connections that nurture your spirit, challenge you to improve, and reflect the respect and kindness you deserve. Begin by evaluating your current relationships honestly. Notice which people consistently drain your energy or leave you feeling small and doubtful. Awareness of these dynamics is essential. It's not about judging others harshly, but recognizing that some relationships may no longer serve your highest good. Protecting your peace sometimes means setting limits on time spent with those who diminish your light. Seek out individuals who genuinely celebrate your successes and encourage your growth. These people listen without judgment, offer honest feedback with care, and inspire you through their own actions and attitudes. Their presence creates a safe space where you can be vulnerable without fear of criticism or rejection. Being lifted up by others is a reciprocal process. Invest in relationships where support flows both ways. Share your own encouragement, celebrate others' wins, and offer help when needed. Mutual upliftment strengthens bonds and creates a community rooted in respect and trust. Develop friendships with people who challenge your thinking and inspire you to step beyond comfort zones. Growth often requires us to face difficult truths and stretch our limits. Positive influences motivate you to develop new skills, adopt healthier habits, or pursue meaningful goals. Surrounding yourself with uplifting people also means spending time with those who have a positive outlook on life. Optimism can be contagious and serves as a powerful antidote to self-doubt and negativity. Their energy can help you maintain hope and resilience during difficult times. Notice how these relationships affect your self-talk and emotions. When you spend time with people who believe in you, your inner voice becomes kinder and more confident. Conversely, toxic relationships often feed internal criticism and insecurity. Seek diversity in your connections. Different perspectives, experiences, and backgrounds enrich your understanding of yourself and the world. A varied social circle fosters empathy and broadens your capacity for growth. Make time and space for meaningful conversations. Deep connections require intentional effort and vulnerability. Prioritize quality interactions over quantity and be fully present when engaging with others. Set clear boundaries that protect your emotional and mental health. Saying no to relationships or situations that don't uplift you is a powerful act of self-respect. Boundaries ensure that your relationships are sustainable and supportive. Be mindful of how social media impacts your relationships and self-perception. Online interactions can sometimes give a false sense of connection or comparison that undermines your worth. Choose to engage authentically and limit exposure to negativity. Invite people into your life who embody the values you wish to cultivate. Whether it's kindness, integrity, courage, or creativity, surrounding yourself with people who live those values naturally encourages you to embody them too. Recognize the importance of mentors or role models who guide you with wisdom and experience. Their encouragement can accelerate your growth and help you navigate challenges with greater clarity. Celebrate those who have stood by you during difficult moments. Gratitude for supportive people deepens relationships and reminds you of the strength available to you. Engage in communities or groups aligned with your interests and goals. Shared purpose fosters connection and creates opportunities for encouragement and collaboration. Remember that sometimes uplifting others elevates yourself. Acts of kindness and support foster positive energy that circles back in unexpected ways. Be patient with yourself and others in building these meaningful connections. Authentic relationships develop over time through trust, shared experiences, and mutual respect. Practice active listening and empathy in your interactions. Being truly heard and understood is one of the greatest gifts you can give and receive. Recognize when it's time to let go of relationships that consistently harm your well-being. Release is an act of courage that opens space for healthier connections. Value those who challenge you lovingly. Constructive feedback from trusted people helps you refine your path and deepen self-awareness. Stay open to meeting new people even when you have an established circle. Growth requires fresh perspectives and new sources of inspiration. Invest energy in celebrating yourself with others. Sharing your journey invites connection and invites others to celebrate their own progress. Prioritize relationships that bring out your best qualities rather than amplify fears or insecurities. Develop rituals or traditions that strengthen bonds and create positive shared memory. Surrounding yourself with people who lift you up transforms your experience of life. It builds a foundation of support and encouragement that makes challenges easier and joys richer. Choosing connection wisely is one of the most impactful ways to nurture your self-worth and cultivate lasting happiness. Chapter 18. Reflect on progress, not just perfection, each night. Each night is an opportunity to pause and turn your attention inward to what truly matters, your progress. When the day winds down and the world quiets, it's natural to evaluate yourself, but the focus often falls on what wasn't perfect, what still feels unfinished, or where you fell short. This habit of fixating on perfection can be exhausting and disheartening, undermining motivation and distorting your perception of growth. Shifting your attention to reflect on progress instead of perfection rewires your mindset and nourishes resilience, gratitude, and continued effort. Reflecting on progress means valuing every step you took toward your goals, no matter how small. It honors the fact that growth is not a straight line but a series of attempts, adjustments, and perseverance. This practice requires patience and kindness toward yourself, recognizing that meaningful change unfolds gradually through consistent actions. At the end of the day, take a moment to mentally or physically review what you accomplished. Did you make a healthy choice? Did you set a boundary? Did you respond differently than before? These actions are signs of progress, evidence that your efforts matter. Acknowledge these moments as victories that build momentum and confidence. Celebrate the lessons learned from mistakes or setbacks. Instead of labeling errors as failures, see them as feedback essential for growth. Reflecting on what didn't work and how you can adapt transforms challenges into stepping stones rather than roadblocks. Cultivate a journal habit where you jot down daily progress. Writing concretizes your efforts and allows you to witness patterns over time. It also serves as a tangible reminder that even when progress feels invisible, it is happening beneath the surface. Use reflective questions to guide your nightly review, such as, what did I do today that moved me closer to my goals? What did I learn about myself? How did I respond to difficulties? What am I proud of? These inquiries create a structured and compassionate evaluation that nurtures self-awareness and growth. Avoid comparisons during reflection. Your journey is unique, and progress looks different for everyone. Focus on your own development rather than measuring against others' standards or achievements. Practice gratitude alongside progress reflection. Acknowledge not only what you did, but the resources, people, and inner strength that supported you. Gratitude amplifies positive emotions and reinforces your belief in your capacity to improve. Be mindful of the language you use in reflection. Replace harsh self-criticism with supportive and encouraging words. Instead of thinking, I didn't do enough, try, I made meaningful steps today and will keep going. Positive language shapes a mindset that fuels perseverance. Set realistic expectations for daily reflection. It doesn't need to be lengthy or perfect. Even a brief moment of honest recognition sustains motivation and well-being. Visualize your growth as a journey rather than a destination. Remind yourself that perfection is an unrealistic ideal and that ongoing progress is the real marker of success. Incorporate reflection into a calming nightly routine. Pair it with activities such as deep breathing, light stretching, or listening to soothing music. This combination prepares your mind and body for restful sleep and reinforces the habit of daily reflection. Recognize that some days will show more visible progress than others. On slower days, focus on maintaining consistency or cultivating patience with yourself. Progress includes resilience in the face of difficulty. Avoid dwelling on what remains undone. Instead, view unfinished tasks as opportunities for tomorrow. This mindset keeps your energy focused on forward movement rather than frustration or overwhelm. Encourage yourself to reflect on intangible progress such as increased self-awareness, improved emotional responses, or strengthened boundaries. These subtle changes are profound indicators of personal growth. Discuss your reflections with a trusted friend or mentor when appropriate. Sharing your journey offers fresh perspectives and encouragement that can deepen your understanding and commitment. Remember that reflection is not about self-judgment but about learning and celebrating your path. Approach it with curiosity and kindness to foster a healthy and motivating habit. Reinforce the idea that perfectionism often masks fear of failure or inadequacy. Letting go of this fear through progress-focused reflection frees you to take risks and embrace growth fully. Track your progress visually if helpful, using charts, checklists, or habit trackers. Seeing concrete evidence of your efforts can be highly motivating and affirming. Use reflection to identify patterns or habits that support your growth as well as those that hinder it. Awareness is the key to making informed adjustments that serve your goals better. Balance reflection with action. While thoughtful review is vital, it must be paired with continued effort. Use what you learn each night to plan your next day's steps intentionally. Reflect on how your values guided your actions during the day. Aligning behavior with core principles strengthens your sense of purpose and self-worth. Celebrate persistence and commitment. Recognize that choosing to reflect nightly is itself a form of progress and discipline that will compound over time. Honor your emotions during reflection. Accept feelings without resistance or avoidance. Emotional honesty deepens self-understanding and resilience. Use progress reflection to build self-trust. When you consistently acknowledge your efforts and growth, you prove to yourself that you are capable and reliable. Embrace the imperfections in your journey as necessary and meaningful. They provide texture and depth that contribute to authentic growth and self-acceptance. See each night's reflection as a reset button, a chance to release worries, renew hope, and recommit to your path with clarity and determination. By focusing on progress instead of perfection each night, you cultivate a mindset that sustains motivation, reduces anxiety, and strengthens your resilience. This daily practice anchors you in reality and empowers you to keep moving forward with confidence and grace. Over time, it transforms your relationship with yourself, allowing you to appreciate your growth fully and embrace the beautiful process of becoming. Chapter 19. Live each day as proof of your own love. Each new day offers a unique chance to show yourself kindness and respect through your actions and choices. Living every day as proof of your own love means making decisions that honor your value and nurture your well-being. This approach shifts self-love from a vague idea to a tangible, lived experience rooted in consistent care and intentional effort. It's not about grand gestures or perfect behavior, but about the small daily acts that accumulate into a powerful statement of self-worth. Start each morning with a deliberate commitment to treat yourself with patience and respect. This can be as simple as choosing nourishing food, allowing moments of stillness, or speaking encouraging words to yourself. These intentional acts signal to your mind and body that you deserve care and attention. Throughout the day, listen attentively to your inner voice and honor its needs. Whether it's resting when tired, asking for help when overwhelmed, or celebrating a task well done, responding to yourself kindly reinforces the foundation of self-love. These moments of self-attunement deepen your relationship with yourself and cultivate trust. Recognize that living with self-love involves setting boundaries that protect your energy and peace. Saying no to what drains you or conflicts with your values is an essential way to affirm your worth. Boundaries are not walls, but acts of respect toward yourself and others. When challenges arise, respond with compassion rather than criticism. Difficult moments are inevitable, but how you treat yourself during these times defines your experience. Choose to meet struggles with understanding and encouragement instead of harsh judgment. This choice builds resilience and fosters a nurturing inner environment. Make time for activities that bring you joy and fulfillment, even in small doses. Engaging in what nourishes your soul reaffirms your value and reminds you that your happiness matters. This can include hobbies, movement, creative expression, or connecting with loved ones. Reflect regularly on your accomplishments and growth. Acknowledge not only major milestones, but also the subtle progress that often goes unnoticed. Recognizing your efforts strengthens your sense of achievement and motivates continued self-love. Avoid comparing your journey to others. Each person's path is unique, and your love for yourself is based on your experiences, values, and growth. Focus on your personal story and honor where you are in it, without judgment. Practice gratitude for your body, mind, and spirit. Appreciating your capabilities and qualities nurtures a positive self-image and counters negative self-talk. Gratitude transforms how you see yourself and anchors your love in reality. Choose your words carefully when speaking about yourself. Language shapes thought, and affirming, kind language fosters a loving mindset. Replace self-criticism with supportive dialogue that reflects your worth. Surround your thoughts and environment with reminders of your value. This can include affirmations, meaningful quotes, photos, or objects that inspire you. These cues reinforce the message that you are worthy of love every day. Accept imperfections as part of being human. Self-love is not about flawlessness, but embracing yourself fully, including your mistakes and vulnerabilities. This acceptance creates freedom and reduces internal conflict. Engage in daily rituals that honor your body and mind. Whether it's mindful breathing, stretching, journaling, or meditation, these practices nurture your connection to yourself and deepen self-respect. Celebrate acts of self-love openly, without guilt or hesitation. Recognizing your care for yourself sends a powerful message that your well-being is a priority, encouraging you to continue this path. Recognize that consistency is more important than intensity. Small loving actions, repeated daily, build a solid foundation of self-appreciation over time. The accumulation of these moments creates lasting transformation. Challenge negative beliefs that undermine your worth. When doubts arise, question their validity and replace them with truths grounded in your experiences and values. Seek support when needed. Loving yourself also means recognizing when external help or guidance can strengthen your journey. Asking for support is a sign of strength, not weakness. Balance ambition with self-compassion. Pursue goals that align with your values while treating yourself gently in the face of setbacks or slow progress. Visualize your daily actions as a continuous expression of love that shapes your relationship with yourself. This mindset transforms routine behaviors into meaningful statements of worth. Embrace the present moment fully, knowing that today is an opportunity to nurture and affirm your value. Living with awareness enriches your experience and deepens self-love. Recognize the ripple effect of self-love on your relationships. When you care for yourself, you bring a fuller, more authentic presence to others, enhancing connections and mutual respect. Let your daily life reflect the love and respect you deserve. Each act of kindness toward yourself is a brick in the foundation of enduring self-worth and resilience. By consciously living every day as proof of your own love, you create a powerful habit of self-care and acceptance. This practice strengthens your inner foundation and equips you to face life's challenges with grace and confidence. Ultimately, it cultivates a deep and lasting appreciation for who you are and who you are becoming. Chapter 20. Commit to growing without needing to be fixed. Growth is a choice that comes from a place of strength rather than deficiency. Committing to growing without needing to be fixed means embracing your whole self as you are while dedicating yourself to becoming even better. This mindset frees you from the trap of feeling broken or incomplete, and instead encourages a continuous journey of learning, adapting, and expanding your capabilities. Growth is an act of love and respect toward yourself, not a correction of some flaw or failure. This approach requires a shift in perspective. Rather than seeing your imperfections as evidence that you must be fixed, View them as areas for development that contribute to your unique humanity. Accepting yourself fully in the present moment provides a solid foundation from which genuine improvement naturally unfolds. You are not waiting for an imaginary perfect version of yourself to begin living or growing. You start exactly where you are. Growth without the need to be fixed encourages curiosity. It invites you to explore new skills, ideas, and habits with openness and enthusiasm rather than fear or shame. This attitude turns challenges into opportunities for discovery rather than threats to your worth. Every experience, positive or difficult, becomes a valuable lesson on your path. Commitment to growth means setting intentions that focus on progress rather than perfection. It involves recognizing that transformation happens over time and requires patience and persistence. Quick fixes or drastic changes rarely produce sustainable results, but consistent small steps do. Embrace the process and honor your pace without comparison or judgment. This mindset also entails taking responsibility for your choices and actions. Growth is empowered by accountability and willingness to reflect honestly on your behavior and mindset. It is not about blaming yourself for past mistakes, but about learning from them and making different choices moving forward. Each decision to act with integrity and courage strengthens your capacity to grow. Cultivate self-compassion along this journey. Recognize that setbacks, doubts, and struggles are natural parts of growth. Instead of harsh self-criticism, offer yourself understanding and encouragement. Treat yourself as a trusted friend who deserves patience and support, especially during challenging times. Growth flourishes in an environment of clear values. Define what matters most to you and let those principles guide your development. When your efforts align with your deepest values, growth becomes meaningful and motivating rather than a response to external pressures or insecurities. Commit to lifelong learning by seeking knowledge and experiences that expand your perspective. This can involve reading, taking courses, engaging in thoughtful conversations, or trying new activities. Remaining open to new information keeps your mind flexible and receptive to growth. Surround yourself with influences that inspire and challenge you to be your best. Choose mentors, friends, and communities that embody growth-oriented attitudes and values. Their example and support provide encouragement and accountability on your path. Practice mindfulness to stay connected to your present moment experience. Awareness helps you notice habitual patterns, emotional triggers, and limiting beliefs that may hinder your growth. With this insight, you can make conscious choices that foster progress rather than reacting unconsciously. Embrace vulnerability as a strength, not a weakness. Growth requires courage to face uncertainty and admit areas where you need development. Sharing your journey honestly deepens your self-awareness and builds authentic connections with others. Avoid the trap of perfectionism, which often disguises fear of failure. Growth is not about flawless achievement, but about resilience and willingness to try again. Celebrate effort and persistence as vital components of success. Focus on strengths while working on growth areas. Recognizing and utilizing your existing talents builds confidence and motivation. Balance self-improvement with appreciation for who you already are. Set realistic and flexible goals that reflect your evolving needs and priorities. Be willing to adjust your objectives as you learn more about yourself and your path. Growth is a dynamic process, not a fixed destination. Recognize that growth impacts all areas of life: emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual. Attend to each dimension to develop holistic well-being. Neglecting one aspect can limit overall progress. Reflect regularly on your growth journey. Take time to appreciate how far you have come and identify next steps. Reflection deepens learning and strengthens commitment. Let go of comparisons that create unnecessary pressure or feelings of inadequacy. Your growth is unique to your experiences and timing. Honor your individual path without judging it against others. Celebrate growth milestones with gratitude and joy. Acknowledging achievements reinforces positive momentum and self-belief. Remember that growth enhances your capacity to contribute to others and the world. As you develop, you bring more value, compassion, and wisdom to your relationships and endeavors. Accept that some growth areas may take longer to develop or require different approaches. Patience and adaptability are essential to sustain your commitment. Reframe challenges as invitations to deepen your resilience and creativity. Difficult situations can be powerful catalysts for growth when met with an open mind. Invest in self-care as a foundation for growth. Physical rest, emotional support, and mental clarity enable you to engage fully in the process. Commit to growth as a daily practice. Each moment offers choices that either support or hinder your development. Approach each day as an opportunity to strengthen your capacity for learning and change. Embody growth through your actions and mindset rather than waiting for external validation or conditions. True transformation arises from within and radiates outward. By choosing to grow without needing to be fixed, you honor your inherent worth while embracing the lifelong journey of becoming your fullest self. This commitment empowers you to live with courage, authenticity, and resilience, creating a life defined by progress and purpose rather than perfection and limitation.